Yo, and hello, and welcome to the 170th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning high definition, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are now streaming live every Tuesday at 7:40 p.m. CST. Today we're going a little bit early, but it's all right. On twitch.tv.com, twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast. If you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter to never miss an episode and buy other sick merch from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, JAMAL Jafra, alongside Brent Centipede Legs Bass. There they are. Those are the centipedes.
You can't hear this if you're listening to the audio, but my centipede legs,
they're wibbling.
They're going crazy right now.
Straight waving. Straight waggling.
Wavy. Yeah. What's up, man? How's it going, normal legs? Jamel over there.
Yeah, it does feel great to have normal human legs.
What am I gonna do with these centipede legs, bro?
I don't know. All cent of them. I don't know how many that is. How many legs do a centipede have?
100, I believe.
Is it 100?
Yeah, because a century is like
100,
right? A millipede
is 1,000,000 legs. It's a millimeter of legs. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I think it's 1,000. I don't think there's any logic there. I think it's just...
there's 1,000 legs? There's no way it has a
millipede?
10 times the centipede legs?
I was under the impression...
Hold on. So,
hang on,
like,
if
a centipede has 100 legs...
have 100, right? That's
a millipede has 1,000 legs?
I don't know. Hang on. Let's look it up. How many legs does a millipede have?
This is information we need to know.
Yeah. Or no, just kidding. Despite the common name, no millipede has been discovered with 1,000 legs.
How many does it have?
Common species have between 34 and 400 legs.
That's a ridiculous amount of legs.
With individuals possessing up to 750 legs.
That's almost 1,000.
That's pretty close. I mean, that's a lot of legs.
But why do you need 700 legs, bro?
I don't know, man. Carry your big-ass, bulbous, round body, you know?
Wow, that's hurtful. Thank you.
Yes.
No, I'm just but, you know, like, I guess if one of their legs breaks, then they still got the other 699.
Well, is the centipede thing true now? Hang on. Let me find this out.
Yeah, I think a centipede has 100 legs.
How many legs on a centipede? Hold up. Okay, centipedes typically have one pair of legs per segment. A fully equipped adult centipede can have between 15 and 177 pairs of legs.
What the fuck? Just that sentence is terrifying.
Pairs of legs.
I have 100 pairs of legs in my room right now.
Oh, that's terrifying, dude.
Very terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, outside of the creepy crawlies, this week has been I guess my radiator exploded. Just was like driving down the highway, and then like steam just started flying out of my car. My acceleration stopped working.
Oh no!
And then
that sounds scary.
It was very scary. Pulled off into a parking lot, and then hit up my homeboy, Jeff Teets. Used to be a mechanic. He told me exactly what to do. He helped me get that radiator switched out, and now I'm back in business, boys. So
I love that. Yeah. I am sorry that happened to you. You know.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. No, I'm just. I say this so I can get attention.
Yeah.
You know. No, I'm just kidding. No, but thanks. No.
Oh man.
Thanks for your pity, dude.
So,
no, what happened with you though?
Oh, nothing really. You know what? The most exciting thing that happened to me this week is I found a place that has like cheap steaks in Huntsville.
That's disgusting. Cheap steaks.
I mean, they're like good though.
Is it called Cheap Steaks?
No. That would be a great name for a fucking steak place, yeah.
Cheap steaks for cheapskates.
I don't think anybody would go there, though. Because they'd be like a cheap steak.
Cheap steak.
What if it was like a super fancy restaurant, though?
It's like, we sell subpar prime, you know, like meat.
Look,
Like,
man, the steaks are cheap. Okay,
you get what you get.
you get what you get.
It's like probably not beef, like 98% beef. Yeah, I don't know what the other 2% would be, but
Not beef.
not beef. That's all that matters. It could really be anything else, and it'd still be a problem. Like, what if you just had like
I mean,
a
if
little
you're eating
chunk
a
of
steak,
chicken in there?
That would, how would that even happen? He's like mutated like a piece of chicken into his flesh. Like,
Get a little nugget, a little McNugget in
Yeah.
there. Anyways, so what were you about to say though before all of this happened? Before
oh
all
no,
this steak?
I was just saying we went to that 1836 steakhouse
Oh,
place
nice.
in Huntsville. But I mean, most of the stuff isn't that cheap. But if you go between 5:30 and 6:30, they have like happy hour, and the steaks are like you can get the sirloin steak for like $13 or something. It's usually like 20, and it comes with a free salad and shit. So
Oh, I like that.
it's a bet. It's a bet. It's a good deal
for
you
sure.
know?
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your steak. I've been watching more Lost.
Oh, are you still lost? Polar bear. Any news on the
No
polar bear?
news on the polar bear. I think once I figure out where they're at, it'll make sense, like why they saw a polar bear.
You
like
think?
yeah. Once I
think it
figure out
will?
what the island is
Because honestly, that's the one thing I care about more than anything.
in this
More than
world.
anything. Yeah.
Well, they just got to the part. Spoilers. They just found the second hatch.
Oh fuck! There's a second hat. I don't remember any of that.
Yes.
I remember up to like where the timer runs out and the first hatch or whatever.
It's like
and-
the first season.
Yeah, I don't remember shit. from
Yeah.
Lost.
So basically, they find another hatch that. Basically the goal of that hatch is for the people in it to monitor the people in the other hatch.
Wait, did they get in the hatch already?
Yeah,
The same way they got in the first hatch?
they just kind of walked down into
Just
it.
went in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, but they found another like introduction tape that like tells them like what's going on. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
shit! No,
And
I
it was
don't.
like, yeah, you'll be watching. This is Operation Pearl. You'll be watching and monitoring the people in this one who think that what they're doing is a real, like threat to, like what they're doing is protecting people from a true threat, which is like them typing in the code on the computer and like resetting the thing,
Yeah.
which so it was fake, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. It's getting there. It's getting lost.
Are you still convinced they're in purgatory?
I am.
Okay.
I'm still 100% convinced. I will be not convinced otherwise because and then also at the end of every season it seems like they name like the last like 3 episodes after like a thing in the Bible or something. Like in the first season the last 3-part ending like finale episode was called Exodus. I'm like, all right. And they named the baby Aaron, like Moses' brother Aaron.
Maybe the guy who wrote the show just like is really into the Bible, like Narnia.
He's Jewish. Like the guy who wrote it is Jewish.
He's Jewish.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams. He's Jewish.
Interesting.
I think they're in purgatory. I truly do. I could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. And anyways, let's move on. You want to get to games or
Yeah, let's get to games.
Oh, turns out there's no games this week. No, I'm just kidding. So just so you guys know, before we get into the news articles, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim the articles as our own. We're just bringing them all to one place for you, talking about them, giving our commentary, our thought on it.
I guess before we get too deep into this, maybe I should go over some of the stuff from the PC game show so we don't just go over it over again.
Yeah, but before we do that, let's let everybody know this episode is going to be like our topic of the show is going to be all about the PlayStation stuff from the PS5 reveal event, which happened literally the day after we recorded last week's episode. Unfortunately, that's just how it worked out. But so if you're going through the news, the gaming news, and wondering why we're not talking about the PS5 stuff, it's because it's going to be the topic. So
yeah,
we got a lot for you.
Stay tuned. Basically, the whole episode is news. If you're into that kind of thing. If you're not, well, sorry.
Come back next week.
Yeah.
When there's no news.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Brent, take it away.
Okay. Let's see. So, not only was the PS5 event, this week, but there was also the PC gaming show, which had a few highlights, and a lot of bullshit. You probably saw something in the PC gaming show if you're a PC gamer, and you're gonna be mad at me for not mentioning it. Just know that these are just the things that I thought was cool from the PC gaming show.
Wow,
so,
biased media, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, some of this stuff even I didn't think was that cool, but I wrote it down because it's like necessary, So the first thing, not the first thing, but the first thing I wrote down about the PC gaming show was apparently Elite Dangerous has an update coming soon where you can get out of your ship and walk around. We kind of talked about this on the show a little while back, but they talked about it more and showed off some stuff. So if you are a fan of Elite Dangerous, that might be something to keep your eyes on, And then, of course, they announced Persona 4 for the PC,
Oh, cool. So I can play it now.
Yeah, and, it's apparently the specs aren't even that bad, so you could definitely play it, on your laptop and stuff, you know what I mean?
Nice.
It wouldn't be an issue. I bought it. I haven't played it yet. I want to, I'm going to Colorado in a couple weeks, and I want to make sure I have, a dedicated long amount of time where I'm not going to have to go do anything to play this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they talked about In Sound Mind, which I wrote down, so it must have been kind of exciting. I don't remember it now.
But it's coming.
It's a horror game, though, and it's supposed to be coming to all platforms next gen, so it's going to be on Xbox and PS5 and all that good stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah. Then there's Among Trees, which is a survival game, I think. I can't really, again, I wrote it down, so it must have been kind of good, Look these up if you're interested. The trailers are 3 minutes each. So, Mortal Shell. Okay, this one is interesting. This one actually looks like Dark Souls or something. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with knockoff Dark Souls games at this point. I feel like we don't have quite enough of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got Bloodborne, and we've got actually
Sekiro.
no. Those are fucking made by the same people though. You know what I mean? I guess Neo is the only real knockoff one. You know what I mean?
Sekiro's made by them too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
Ashen.
It basically, Ashen. It basically looks like Dark Souls. It looks interesting. There is a whole lot of PS2 looking ass games they showed at the, a lot of games with really bad graphics. You know what I mean?
I wonder why.
I don't know. I think it's indie games or something. I have no idea. A lot of games were not impressive. They had a game called Shadow of Doubt, which is a Minecraft art style, but it was a detective game where you searching for clues and looking under doorways and stuff. It looked really cool, actually. It's definitely one of the highlights of the show, I feel like.
Why are you looking under doorways? That seems kind of creepy.
Because you're doing detective stuff. You're sneaking around.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, man. Just watch the trailer. You'll be like, oh yeah, that seemed like a good time to look under that doorway.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Thought it was just some pervy dude just looking under doorways.
Let's see. There's a game called Haven that looked kind of interesting, and it's actually going to be coming to Xbox Game Pass. It said at the end of the trailer. But Haven had two two lovers, right? A boy and a girl, and they go around the map together. So it looks like you almost control them like ice climbers from Smash Bros or something. They move in unison when you move one of them, and I don't know, it showed them holding hands and making flowers bloom on this planet and fighting stuff together, and it looked really interesting. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. And then Twin Mirror, the Life is Strange devs, new game, looks kind of interesting. I'm glad they're not doing another Life is Strange right away. I'm cool with them doing another episodic game that's a little more serious and less teenage angsty than Life is Strange. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm cool with that. And then the highlight of the whole show, the very last thing they showed was a trailer for Outlast Trials.
Oh yeah, that looked dope.
It looks so dope, dude.
Though I mean, they didn't show anything.
No, I still am not sure if it's multiplayer or if it's just there's more NPCs in the game that help you on the way.
No, I think it is. Didn't they say it was gonna be multiplayer? Wasn't that?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't.
Not at that. A long time ago, we talked about it.
I think we talked about it, but it was all speculation at that point. You know what I mean? Now we have a real trailer, but I'm still not sure. Either way, it looks sick.
There was no gameplay.
No,
but
It did look spooky. It had that. I'm getting first Outlast vibes from it, which scared me a lot more than Outlast 2. Something about being like trapped in the
in
building,
a building,
yeah, is scary.
It's supposed to be isn't it supposed to be based in the Cold War or something? Kind of like the.
I don't know. I think so. I think it said it was set in like the 80s or something. But like the trailer where he's coming at him with that drill reminds me of like Hostel. You know what I mean? Where he's drilling that guy. I think that's kind of what they were going for, is like trapped in a Hostel style, environment.
Yeah.
Which I think would make a much better game than a movie, honestly.
Well, I don't think it's Hostile. I think you're in like during the Cold War, you're like in a Russian like experimental type thing.
Ooh.
Like I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I know they like put the night vision eye in him and stuff,
Oh, nice.
It's interesting because, the past 2 Outlast games, you had to deal with your camera, that's kind of been like the central theme of the game.
But this time, Russia.
This time you are the camera.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. So, another game release announcement here. This is by way of GameSpot, but after confirming that a leak on the Xbox website was legitimate last week, Electronic Arts has officially announced Star Wars Squadrons, described as an, quote, immersive first-person space dogfighting experience, end quote. Squadrons is scheduled to release on October 2nd for PS4, Xbox One, and PC for $40. The game will also be playable in virtual reality on PS4 and PC, though EA did not specify which headsets will be supported beyond PSVR, nor did it say if it will come to PS5 and Xbox Series X. While EA is officially announcing the game today, the company is holding back the first gameplay footage until EA Play 2020 on June 18th. Squadrons is developed by Motive Studios in association with Lucasfilm, and it will feature a dedicated single-player mode and multiple multiplayer modes with no microtransactions.
Dude, that sounds fucking too good to be true, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
$40, no microtransactions. It's going to have a single-player campaign, and it's going to be online cross-play multiplayer.
And it's VR compatible.
And VR compatible.
Okay, my thing is this going to be like Ace Combat, where it's like one mission is VR compatible?
Probably.
You know what I mean? I don't want that shit,
Though I'll take that shit. I would totally try that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll take it. You know what I think this is, though? I think that this is made to be a VR game. You know what I mean? I know that sounds crazy, but I think that, after the original Battlefront came out, right? They put, the DLC X-Wing Battlefront thing. And I think, everybody in the community, PlayStation VR community, was like, oh, dude, we got to have a full X-Wing VR game. But they can't justify making a full X-Wing VR game. What they can do is justify a full X-Wing game with VR support. You know what I mean? So I think this is the game that everybody's been clamoring for in all the little PSVR groups I'm in and stuff. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. I mean, it's first person. Why not?
Because that 15-minute X-Wing experience was, to this day, one of the coolest VR things I've ever done.
Yeah.
You're flying, you're controlling the ship, you're looking over your shoulders. I mean, a whole game of that, man, that's going to be so freaking sick, dude.
Also, I'm just happy to get Squadrons back. One of the Rogue Squadron games. This is like a spiritual successor to the Rogue Squadron games, which is exciting.
Yeah, it's cool that there's no, microtransactions either, allegedly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be hidden in there in some other way.
I'm sure they'll do some kind of DLC for it if it's succciessul enough. You know what I mean? We'll have to see. Anyways, that's really exciting, though.
It is.
I feel like we're starting to get the E3 stuff come through. You know what I mean? Let's see. Excuse me. Larian's critically acclaimed RPG Divinity Original Sin 2 is getting more content, and it's completely free. The Gift Bag DLC is available today on all platforms and features new quests, enemies, and stories. There's also new voice acting and a new undead dragon boss and more armor sets to locate. Divinity Original Sin 2 first released on PC back in 2017, and it got really good reviews. So check it out if you're already playing it.
Word. So, by way of Haley Williams at GameSpot, says, while Endeavor RX, a game-by-therapy-focused studio Achille Interactive, may not be groundbreaking for its graphics or its gameplay, It just broke new ground by becoming the very first video game that can legally be marketed and prescribed as medication in the USA. Endeavor RX, with RX being the medical notation for prescription, is a game for iPhone and iPad that can now legally be prescribed by doctors. Designed for children between the ages of 8 and 12 who have inattentive or combined type ADHD, the game went through 6 years of clinical trials before finally receiving FDA approval. The most favorable study showed that 1 in 3 of the children studied in clinical trials, quote, no longer had a measurable attention deficit on at least one measure of objective attention, end quote, after they played Endeavor for 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 4 weeks straight. Of course, while the study showed the game could help with the effects of ADHD, the results still aren't comparable with traditional medication-based treatments. The study's conclusion warns that the results are not sufficient to suggest that AKL-10 or TO1 should be used as an alternative to established and recommended treatments for ADHD. The game itself focuses on dodging obstacles and collecting items. Pretty standard gameplay for a number of different genres. However, Endeavor's website claims it's different from other video or action video games that a child might play, with a trial against an unnamed control game showing almost zero effect from the control. What? The treatment programmed into the game was
probably Goat Simulator in the control game.
It says the treatment programmed into the game was scientifically designed to challenge a child's brain during treatment, requiring the child's attention and focus on multiple tasks at the same time, the website explains, though there isn't much detail as to how the design of Endeavor is different from other task-based games. Just stick to your Adderall, kids. No, I'm just kidding.
My problem with this is, like, there's probably other games that have these benefits. You know, they just didn't get 6 years of clinical trials. You know?
Yeah.
And the problem with that is after 6 years of clinical trials, the game is undoubtedly outdated as fuck.
And horrible.
And horrible.
No, but
you know what I mean? Even if it was a good game 6 years ago, you know what I mean?
It said the most favorable study showed 1 out of 3 kids took away something, good from it. So that was their most favorable study that was done in these clinical trials. I'm sure after that one, they were like, just fucking get these guys out of here. Just tell them okay.
The ones that did get, like, benefits from it probably just didn't get to play video games on a daily basis and, like, were excited to, like,
actually
just were, like, happier or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just a weird thing. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but, like, can you buy the game without being prescribed it? Or, like,
right?
kids going to start getting addicted to Endeavor RX?
That's prescription only.
Yeah, like, you can't buy it over the counter.
What if that's what it comes? What if you have to start getting prescriptions for your games? Like,
oh, shit, dude.
Man, I'm not prescribed Red Dead 2. Can you
it's like,
hook me up, bro?
Look, bro, you've had enough Red Dead 2 this month. I can't keep doing this for you. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our kid's going to start fucking, like, getting high off of Endeavor RX at school. Like, what's going on?
Some kid in the bathroom with, like, a trench coat, just, like, every game you can think of, just, like.
It's like, fucking just, like, getting all the RX out of the Endeavor, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's when you're going to start getting, like, block bleaster games, you know what I mean? Like.
Oh, look, it's Sanic. No, I'm just, but yeah, it's just it's ridiculous, dude. Yeah. But interesting times that we live in here.
Yes.
But I would much prefer just to have my Adderall. I am ADHD, and I have a feeling this game could not help me. But like my thing. Okay, so like the fact that it says that basically the kids would have to play it 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, just like on a consistent period. Like, how do they get their prescription refilled? Like I'm confused as to how this works. And it's only ages 8 to 12. Like, so if you're not in that age range, they can't prescribe this game to you. Like,
you know what I've noticed? I've noticed, like, I don't read very often, right? But like every now and then I'll read like a novel. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've noticed, like, when I read, like, I tend to focus on things better when I'm not reading.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. Like, I don't read, I should be reading probably to keep that going, but I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But I have noticed that when I am doing it, like, I feel like I have a little bit of a, boost.
Little boost in the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think ADHD people have problems reading. You know, like
Maybe they should play Endeavor for 25 minutes a day.
5 days a week. Anyways,
okay.
yeah. Make sure you use all of your prescription and you don't sell that shit.
Don't
dude.
sell none of that 25 minutes a day on Endeavor. Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the new Call of Duty game is getting one in the chamber. It's already got one in the chamber. And they have that 50v50 mode that's on there now.
Yeah,
so
that's
check that shit out.
It's actually not very cool. But
really?
If you want to like raise the level on your or like unlock shit
Why is
for
it
your
not
gun,
cool? Is it just like not
because
fun?
it drops you into like a very small part of like the whole big map. And like it's like 50 people on one side, 50 people on the other side. And what ends up happening is everyone just snipes. So like the first time we landed and like looked across, it was just like this like just fucking flashlights all over like it just like literally everybody's just getting sniped like constantly, and it's just you die, you come back, you snipe, you die, you come back, you snipe, you die. There's no point to it. Like it's not fun unless like there's like maybe it was just the part of the level we landed on, but from what I could tell, it was not fun, you know. But you can raise your weapon levels pretty quickly in there.
Yeah. Well, damn. I guess I'm still gonna try it out, but you know. Okay. All right. Is it your turn?
Sure. So this is by way of Ginny Woo at GameSpot.
I love Ginny Woo.
Ginny Woo.
No, I'm just kidding.
Gearbox is suing 3D Realms again over Duke Nukem, specifically as a countersuit in response to being sued over using music composed for Duke Nukem 3D.
Uh-oh.
Gearbox was legally affirmed as the owner of the Duke Nukem property in 2011 after buying the rights off 3D Realms in 2010. However, the company ran into some trouble when Bobby Prince, composer for the series, filed a suit over the use of his music in 2019. According to Prince, Gearbox did not own the rights to the music for Duke Nukem 3D, and it had used said music when releasing a 20th anniversary version of the game. Fast forward to this year, and Gearbox is now suing 3D Realms for the second time, as reported by PC Gamer. Specifically, Gearbox is suing 3D Realms for a breach of contract that took place when the former became the legal owner of the property. The suit alleges that 3D Realms failed to pass over free and clear possession of the Duke Nukem IP because it only owned the rights to some of Prince's music. According to Gearbox, it had been promised total ownership over the property without the need to pay any third parties for related rights. The agreement that it entered into for the purchase of the Duke Nukem IP in 2010 was done so with the understanding that Gearbox would own all related assets, including music. However, being sued by Prince over the use of that music in 2019 looks like it has raised questions for all parties involved. Gearbox is claiming damages, legal fees, and interest relating to the suit as well. No doubt this will include any damages or costs that are incurred when it was entertaining Prince's suit, because that forms the basis of the company's legal argument, blah, blah, blah.
Man.
Basically 3D Realms like sold it to them. They're like, yeah, you own all this shit, bro. And really, they didn't own the rights to the music in the game. So like whenever they put out that, that anniversary version of the game, Bobby Prince was chilling and he was like, yo, dog, that's all my music. And then so he was like, I'm going to sue them for a bunch of money. And so Gearbox probably had to pay him, and all the legal fees. And now they want that money back, and they're going to get it from 3D Realms for fucking them over.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, if they're going to get it from anybody, they need to get it from 3D Realms for sure. That's a heated sitch right there.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to be smart about that 3D Realms? Like, why would you say you own the rights to all of it and then not?
Yeah, what were they thinking? Like, maybe he paid a lot of money for that or something. Maybe he's like, I'll give you guys $500,000 for the music rights, and they were like, okay.
Well, because they.
Yeah, it's yours.
Yeah,
go bring it over here.
It's totally ours. Yeah. But anyways, what you got?
Okay. I'm not gonna read the whole article here, but a bunch of people are seriously pissed off because they tried to go watch the most recent Fortnite event.
Oh, I saw this.
And they were like locked out. And Epic Games had told everybody to come 30 minutes early, and everybody came like an hour early and still got locked out. You know what I mean? So, people are pissed. A lot of people were like waiting for days. It got postponed. Some serious Fortnite fans really got screwed over here. You
I
know
like
what
how
mean?
you have to show up early to a digital event.
That's what I'm saying. That's some bullshit, dude. Like, just make an extra server. Like, come on, guys. You know what I mean? Or
You
something.
know they got that money over there.
You could figure out a way. Apparently, everybody got into the Travis Scott event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's because nobody was trying to hear all that. No, but
Oh, that's real.
so Nintendo has released a new free game on the Switch eShop without any prior warning. It's called Jump Rope Challenge, and you play it by using 2 Joy-Con controllers.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, you hold them as though they were handles of a jump rope. 2 players can play together, each using just 1 Joy-Con, and the game is aiming to be as simple as possible, challenging you to jump 100 times a day. There are no tutorials, and the menus are very simple, so don't expect a fitness regime on par with Ring Fit Challenge. But it's also totally free. The game was developed internally at Nintendo Japan by a small team of developers working from home. It's designed to give players a quick, easy form of exercise without needing to leave the house. Jump Rope Challenge is available until the end of September. The game is, for whatever reason, intended as a limited time release, so download it now so that you can keep it forever. But so you can always do fake jump rope.
Yeah, I want a fake jump rope.
I feel like I mean I feel like
That sounds fun. Like,
if you download it to your console, since it's like a limited time release, later on down the road, like when you go to sell your Switch, it'll be worth more if you have that game on there. You know what I'm saying?
oh, definitely.
Kind of like PT.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like,
ooh.
like
Man, I wish I would have downloaded PT.
yeah, you could turn around and sell that PlayStation 4 for PS5 money, bro.
I would probably still play PT like randomly every now and then if I had it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Another one I'm not going to read the whole article on, but apparently people are randomly getting banned from Pokemon Go.
Ha.
A lot of people think it's people using iOS 12. If you're using iOS 12, be aware that you could be getting banned, soft banned, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch out. Niantic released a statement though, and they said that they're working on the problems.
They said we don't give a fuck. No, I'm just kidding. No. So this is more Pokemon news. June 17th is shaping up to be a big day for Pokemon fans. Not only does it mark the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield's first expansion, the Isle of Armor, but even more news is coming. The official Pokemon Company announced a Pokemon Presents video at 6 a.m. PT. The tweeted announcement didn't mention specifics of what to expect other than Pokemon news. It may be that with... sorry, guys, I'm dying over here. It may be that with Isle of Armor released, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are ready to talk more about the second half of the expansion pass, the Crown Tundra. It could also be ready to show off its Pokemon Sleep app or talk more about future plans for its mobile games like Pokemon Go and Pokemon Masters. Of course, it could just be something completely new. What do you think it's going to be?
Man, I don't know. Like, that's a good question.
I do love me some Pokemon news, though.
I don't think it's going to be anything new. I think they're going to just elaborate on because, I mean, there's already a bunch of new stuff coming for Pokemon. They don't really need to announce anything new right now.
I'm kind of upset. Like Pokemon was cool and all, like this one here on the Switch, which I can't even remember the title of it now.
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield, sorry. I kept thinking X and Y in my head, but because it was basically just glorified X and Y. But I want the Pokemon that we all fucking want, and I want it soon. I don't want it next, generation, because I feel like...
What is that? What Pokemon is that?
Like the open world, like fucking legit-ass
yeah.
Pokemon. Like, see, this is how they get you. They make you forget. And then they come back with more Pokemon news. It's like, bro, just, like I get it. The formula works, whatever. The formula's cool. But get somebody at Nintendo working on an open world Pokemon game. I don't care if it has to be like an offshoot.
That's what I was saying. Like, you don't have to stop the formula. You can keep making the generic Pokemon games. People keep buying them.
Yeah.
But you can also make
a big open world one.
Open world one.
Like take the people who are working on like who have worked on a big expansive game.
You need like Obsidian or somebody who's like a freelance kind of like down to work on anything kind of group of people who like high quality work. You know what I mean?
They
and
make
then
some
have
good
them
shit.
team up with like a sector of like Game Freak or somebody. You know what I mean? And like You get them working together, it'd be over.
It would be over. Like, the Series X, PS5, people be like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't never heard of that. Anyways.
Or, if Nintendo and Oculus could strike some kind of like deal, since they're so vastly different realms, you know what I mean? Like, instead of investing in making some kind of like hardware for like virtual reality, Nintendo could just like release, first party Oculus games or something. Like, I don't know.
You're crazy, dude.
Hey.
They've already got a really good headset over at Nintendo.
That Labo,
the
dude,
Labo
yeah.
VR, bro.
I almost forgot about
You
the
gotta
Labo,
hold it to your face.
Oh.
Anyways, that's all the news I got. So whatever you got, you drop it. You spill the beans.
Yeah, let me spill the beans on you. So Ark Survival Evolved is free on the Epic Game Store along with Samurai Showdown Collection. So check that out. That's pretty cool. And this arcade 1-up cabinets?
Yeah.
Well, they've announced their next slate of 3/4 scale cabinets. So they're going to have X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinet, Marvel versus Capcom Clash of Superheroes cabinet, a Big Buck Hunter cabinet,
Ooh.
Miss Pac-Man cabinet, and a Marvel digital pinball table. And all these games, all these cabinets are not only going to have like the game that they're listed as, but they're going to have other games that are like that game in the cabinet.
Dude, I want that Big Buck Hunter.
That's what I was saying. I need the Big Buck Hunter, dude. Like, and it's supposed to have 2 different light guns, dude.
That's so dope.
So you can like sit there with a friend and shoot ducks or whatever the fuck in Big Buck Hunter, dude.
Can you imagine that, dude? You just invite your homie over, and you just got your
so
bottle of
sick.
whiskey, and you're just sitting there just shooting ducks all night.
Dude, if you have like a home arcade, that's like a must. Like I would have to have that. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention this earlier. I went to not a flea market. I went to a junk sell place in Cut and Shoot. And like what they do is they're kind of like the Storage Wars people. Like they go and they bid on storage units that are have lapsed on their rent.
Oh, that's fun.
And then
I've always wanted to do that.
Well, see, what they do is they have a spot now. So like they have this place called Things, Stuff, and Junk or whatever is what it's called. But they go and they buy or auction or they win auctions from the storage units, and then they take everything that was in the storage unit and then they just sell it at their place. And we went and looked, and they had a bunch of old NES games and stuff like that.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they also had a Tekken 3 cabinet, like a full cabinet. And so the lady was saying, she was like, yeah, it worked until we moved it over here. So she was like, now it doesn't work.
Probably just a loose wire or something, yeah.
Something very easy to fix. A lot of those are made to be really easy maintenance, and you could just Google how to fix it. But they were selling it for $180.
Oh, that's not bad.
$180.
If you could get it working,
it's worth like $1,000, dude. I
Really?
Googled it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, maybe I should just drop $180.
That would be kind of fun to just go through and resolder all the wires down and stuff, and see if we could make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. It would be awesome. I live in an apartment, so I have nowhere to put it. But
oh yeah,
the thing is,
get a storage unit.
Yeah, and then lose it. No, but she said that the unit that one came from, they had already sold off all the rest of the cabinets that they had found in it.
Did the rest of them work?
Yeah, the rest of them worked. She said they had Mrs. Pac-Man. They had Galaga. Just a bunch of shit. She was naming off, and I'm like, holy shit! And they were selling them for $300, all the good ones.
That's sick.
I'm like, holy shit!
That would have been a really cool thing to stumble on right there. It's a full-size cabinet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I'm going back this upcoming weekend. They said they get new stuff every Wednesday.
Holler at me. I'll go with you. That'd be fun. Okay. Wow. Okay, we talked about the prescription game. Target's got the buy 2 get 1 free sale going on until the 20th, guys. If you want some games, faux free. Although I went to Target earlier and it was stripped. People had already come and ripped all the good games. Up. Yeah. Let's see. We talked about Call of Duty Warzone Season 4, right? Yeah, we did with the Okay, Devolver Digital's doing their press conference still. So keep an eye on that. It's usually pretty wacky. It's going to be coming mid-July, apparently. So check that out. They did the Guerrilla Collective conference on June 13th. Pretty much the only thing worth looking at from the Guerrilla Collective conference was the System Shock Remastered trailer. So check that out if you're interested. Apparently there's a demo on Steam you can check out too. So
Nice.
Let's see. AT&T is reportedly looking to sell its Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, according to a report by CNBC. The deal could reach $4 billion, according to sources, who asked to not be named by CNBC. Take-Two, EA, and Activision Blizzard have all reportedly expressed interest in buying the Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, but no deals have been made or are close to completion. Many of the games tied with the gaming division are related to Warner Bros. Owned properties, including Batman, Harry Potter, and the Lego Movie, meaning that deal might involve a licensing agreement where AT&T continues to profit from its IP. Other notable games include Mortal Kombat 11 and Middle-earth: Shadow of War. AT&T is reportedly looking to sell off its assets and lessen its $200 billion debt. AT&T acquired Time Warner in 2018, which included the Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. So that's pretty cool because I know like the Batman games and a lot of really good games have come from Warner Bros. Studios. So if like a company like Take-Two or something could get their hands on the like IPs from that, you know?
Yeah, that would be tight.
We could come up with some really good stuff, I think.
For sure. I mean, I'm still apparently that Harry Potter game's still coming.
Dude, oh my God, I want that so bad. I want to play a modern Harry Potter game so bad, dude.
It's coming. It's actually coming.
I'm really excited about that.
It looks really tight.
I love the old ones, man. That was one of those things I played a lot as a kid. Like almost every Harry Potter game I played it. Like,
oh yeah, dude. I'm about to get that Harry Potter Quidditch.
Ooh.
No, which by the way, at that junk place, they had the Harry Potter Quidditch game on PC.
Dude, that game was lit.
It was dope. It was very dope.
I feel like we were talking about that recently.
We were. Always are. Always talking about that Harry Potter.
It's good stuff.
What you got?
Okay. The stylish first-person shooter 13 is coming this fall. Following a retailer leak, Microids and PlayMagic confirmed that it will release for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on November 10th. A new trailer was revealed showing off the game in action. The studio also announced a limited edition, which includes a copy of the game, a two-sided metal case, 3 art cards, and 13 in-game weapon skins. Really excited about this game because I loved 13 when I was a kid, but also I'm a little disappointed that I feel like the art style is a little bit toned down in the new game.
Is it remastered or something?
It's beautiful. It's like rebuilt from like the ground up. Like,
okay.
It looks gorgeous. But at the same time, the cell shading isn't as intense as it was. Like, you know, in the original game, I think they made the cell shading so heavy because like they couldn't do the graphics they wanted to, you know. Now they can do the graphics they want to. And it's like the cell shading isn't as intense. I just feel like they should have made it more cartoony looking almost.
I'm going to have to look at this. I didn't see the trailer for it.
It looks good, though. I mean, you know, you'll still get the, like, nostalgic vibes, like, you know, like the level design and stuff. You'll be like, oh, shit, that's, you know.
Classic. Yeah, but see, my problem is that game was pretty repetitive. Like, after, like, a couple levels, you get kind of bored. Hopefully,
quite frankly, just looking at the trailer, it looks like the exact same game.
Oh,
like,
really?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're going to change any of the gameplay elements or anything. You know what I mean? So, I think if you didn't like it back in the day, it's probably going to be just as bad or worse
It's like a good 7. It's like, it's fun. It's not like it's horrible. It's just pretty repetitive.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of, like, those Call of Juarez games that were, pretty good, you know, but not, like, great.
Mind-blowing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, they were just fun plays for the time. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And my thing is like, yo, if we're getting fucking 13 remastered, why aren't we getting a Freedom Fighters remastered?
Dude, at this point, might as well.
Somebody needs to drop us a Freedom Fighters. What the fuck is going on out there? Like, but anyways, sorry.
Okay. Apparently an old demo of Gods and Monsters, you know, that Ubisoft game they were talking about? Apparently it came out on Stadia. for just a little bit before they realized it was like they fucked up and dropped it. And so a whole bunch of people got to play the 2019 demo of Gods and Monsters, but like they pulled it really fast, and then they came out with this statement like, that it's not even got the same name anymore. It's not even called Gods and Monsters anymore. And like the game that you guys played is basically non-existent anymore. So like, they're still working on it, but it's like a totally different game now, which is kind of interesting in my opinion, because it's like a whole bunch of people got to play this game that will probably never exist. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's the one that looked like Breath of the Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that, and I think
people were saying it played like Breath of the Wild too, and like Assassin's Creed Odyssey mixed together.
Oh, that sounds pretty tight, actually.
Yeah, everybody was saying it was really cool.
Not complaining,
Yeah.
but apparently, I'm sure they're just changing the art, direction
Mm-hmm.
because so many people were hating on the Breath of the Wild look.
It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with that.
Yeah.
And they said they're changing the name. Like, I wonder why.
I don't know.
Okay. Control is apparently going to be coming to Xbox Series X and PS5. Remedy has tweeted this, which is kind of not surprising to me because Control barely runs on like modern PCs. You know what I mean? And it's like trash on the consoles in my opinion. I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's going to benefit so much from the jump to next gen. The ray tracing makes the whole game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but whenever they say it like that it's coming to PS5 and coming to Xbox Series X, what does that mean? Does that mean that is it just going to be like the whole like Xbox Smart Delivery, and then for PS5 they're going to put out like an updated version for the PS5 or what?
I think that's exactly what that means. If the developer is okay with Xbox's smart delivery system, like there's a couple of games that are confirmed for smart delivery, but apparently that's at the discretion of the developers. You know what I mean?
But that's my question is like, what is PS5 doing?
PS5 is going to make a whole new PS5 version of the game that you'll have to buy.
That's fucking retarded. I'm sorry. That's stupid. I didn't mean to throw out that hard R, but
no, it's true though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just find that ridiculous.
I mean, Xbox is definitely thinking more like cost efficient, but this is also incentive on Xbox's part when they end up dropping Xbox Series F or whatever the fuck later down the line. That's like better, like
Yeah, you'll have that delivery of smartness, dude.
The smart delivery, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. Okay. I only wrote this down because we talked about this a little the other day while we were playing Call of Duty, but the Dirt 5 developers have come out and said that on Xbox Series X, Dirt 5 will be able to run at 120 frames per second, which is great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that most modern TVs only have like a 60 hertz refresh rate. You know what I mean? Most. You know what I mean? But like, so on your standard TV, like that's the thing. They're not going to explain this to people.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
but people have to figure it out. I mean, it's just like PC like gamers had to figure out for themselves.
But see, I don't think they are. I think they're going to make it to where the Xbox can tell your monitors like
and just automatically
do it, because like there's no way they're just gonna let it just go ape shit and have screen tearing. People are like, oh, this is trash, it doesn't even work. You know what I mean?
Well, that's part of the smart delivery. It works. It'll give you the best thing for your TV and setup. But
see, that's the thing, people aren't gonna realize that they're not getting the most out of their shit. They're gonna be like, oh, I can do 120 frames per second, and they're gonna think they are doing 120 frames per second, when in reality it's like you need the right hardware. You know what I mean? Like,
me and Aaron looked. There's a Vizio TV you can buy for like $340. It's 120 hertz and it's 4K and it's 55 inches.
See, that's what people are gonna start looking for in this next gen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like so it's out there. You can buy TVs that are legitimately 120.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful because there's some that are like 120 gigahertz effect, or like it doesn't. It's not real. Like,
so. And, but that's the thing. I feel like most games are going to be tuned for 60. You know what I mean? Because that's like the standard thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how it goes for sure. Okay. Oh, one last one that I've got written down right here. Apparently Microsoft has confirmed that another one of its upcoming exclusives is being developed using Epic's newly announced Unreal 5. In a blog post, Microsoft announced that Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 will be developed using the brand new technology. So that's kind of cool. After seeing that little demo the other day of Unreal 5, I'm really hyped to play some actual games developed with Unreal 5.
I'm not too hyped about Senua's Sacrifice.
No, maybe not that specifically, but like, I'm excited about the graphics engine. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I'm excited about seeing it in practice, not just like a tech demo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. But I just feel like it's such a limited, like Senua's Sacrifice. Like, I know a lot of people like that game, but that game was so. I'm just gonna be real. It was boring. Like, it was a boring game.
I had to play it in VR to really find the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Like, it was great in VR.
I can imagine within VR you can hear the voices and stuff like that.
Well, and also like being like the rain effects were really good in VR and stuff like that.
The graphics were pretty. The game was beautiful. It just sucked. Like, the game was not fun. Like it's like every time you fight something.
The combat was kind of.
It was whack.
It was like basic. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, it felt good the first few monsters you kill, but it's kind of like the same over and over again.
Literally the same fights every time. That you just solve more. Like,
the puzzles are probably the best part, and they're like kind of boring.
They're mediocre. Yeah. Like, you just like look through this thing to make it look different on the other side. It's like, okay.
I will say this: it's one of those games that's an okay normal game and an amazing VR game. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
It's not like that with every game. Like, Borderlands is an amazing normal game and an okay VR game. You know what I mean? This is the opposite. This is an okay normal game and an amazing VR game. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is I want to see Unreal 5 on something that will, use the full potential.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, you already know there's not going to be a lot of, like, physics stuff with Hellblade. You know what I mean? At least not, like, pebbles rolling around and shit like that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not open enough for that. But anyway, so that's it for this week's gaming news, besides the PS5 stuff, which we're going to talk all about in the topic of the show. But before we get to that point, we have to go over this week's releases, which is basically me telling you which brand new games you can get in the next 7 days, starting with Outlast Journey of a Gladiator. So no, not the good Outlast, whatever this is.
You got me hyped for a second, dude. I was like, what?
It's already here. No, it's coming to PC on June 17th. Couldn't find a price for this game. A slave becomes a warrior. In Outlast, you play the role of a slave in ancient Rome who has to become a warrior to gain his freedom. Build your character with unique traits, buy gear, set your arsenal, and strategically fight through 35+ opponents who stand in your way to liberty.
That sounds fucking sick. What does that come into?
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
Outlast Journey of a Gladiator.
I love gladiator shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it's just like an actual like fighting game, I'm all about gladiators, man. I don't know. Like, anytime there's a gladiator mission in a game, I'm obsessed with it. Like in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the whole gladiator sub-story was so good. And then in the most recent one I played, Assassin's Creed Origins, dude, there's like this great little gladiator mission. I don't know. I'm obsessed with like gladiator video games.
See, I'm down with that. I just want to know what kind of game this is.
Yeah, I want it to be like a fighting game.
If it's like over the top down, then it sounds horrible.
Hell no. It better be like a, I don't know,
like a third person, like over the shoulder.
Maybe not even like over the maybe like Marvel Nemesis kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be tight.
That would be tight.
Then we have Alwa's Legacy, coming to PC on June 17th. Couldn't find a price. Following on the heels of the hit platformer adventure game Alwa's Awakening, Alwa's Legacy is a modern retro game full of dangerous dungeons, magical items, and ancient secrets. By upgrading your magic, any way forward is right in this non-linear adventure game full of exploration. Don't leave any stone unturned. The world of Alwa, my bad. The world of Alwa is filled with secrets, and finding them requires you to explore and solve puzzles. All right, you get it. Anyways, Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 and Volume 2 are coming to Switch in PS4 and Xbox One and PC on June 18th for $19.99 each, I think. I wasn't too sure on that, but so I think you're paying $40 if you want to get Volume 1 and Volume 2. But discover retro gems or take a trip down memory lane with the Namco Museum Archives collection of classic Namco games, gathering Namco's hits and long-lost treasure. Each volume of Namco Museum Archives features 10 historic 8-bit home console versions of arcade hits, as well as some classics that never made it to Western gamers. So on Volume 1, it includes Galaxian, Xevious, Mappy, Dragon Buster, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, The Tower of Druaga, Spy Kid, Dragon Spirit, The New Legend, and Splatterhouse, Wanpaku Graffiti.
So Pac-Man and Dig Dug.
Yeah. And then the bonus game in Volume 1 is an 8-bit reimagining of Pac-Man Championship Edition. And then Namco Museum Archives Volume 2 includes Battle City, Pac-Land, Dig Dug 2, Super Xevious, Galaga, Rolling Thunder, Mappy Land, Legacy of the Wizard, Dragon Buster 2, and Mindale Palace. And the bonus game in Volume 2 is an 8-bit home console version of Gapless, the sequel to Galaga.
Man, those sound real bad.
Really, really bad. I'm sure people from that were like kids in the 80s, though, are like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
They should have just took the good ones from Volume 1 and Volume 2 and
just put them together.
Put them together into one volume that doesn't suck.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
You got a problem with fucking Mappy Land, bro?
Oh, man, dude.
Or Legacy of the Wizard?
Oh, what about Gapless, dude?
Gapless. Sounds real. And then we have Waking, coming to Xbox One and PC on June 18th for $19.99. You are in a coma.
Oh.
In a dream, deep within your subconscious, you battle against the forces of darkness that softly lull you into giving in to death. What are the sacred...
Sounds like a boring game. Just like
I don't want to die. Yes, you do.
It's just darkness on the screen and like push A to wake up. Like
push B to die. No, a handful of dirt from... Oh, wait, it says, what are the sacred relics of your life? A handful of dirt from your hometown. A pet that died long ago. The eyes of the one you love. Find and customize the treasures of your life and use them as weapons.
Eyes of the one you love?
Rip them out. Use them as weapons against the forces of death. Waking is an emotional action adventure game created by Jason Oda. Battle to reconnect the synapses in your mind and unlock the mystery of what led you to this awful state.
And then reconnect the synapses of the eyes of the one you love.
Put them eyes back in. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have One Way Heroics coming to Switch on June 18th for $14.99.
Wow.
A procedurally generated RPG roguelike. Who could have guessed? Journey across the multiverse. In One Way Heroics, you take on the role of an intrepid adventurer who must travel across the land and face the demon lord before a mysterious darkness engulfs everything. Darkness always approaches from the left, and with each movement or action you take, the void creeps ever closer. Forced to run right, you'll encounter any number of monsters, allies, thieves, and shops on your desperate journey to stop the end of everything. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. And then we have Pamela coming to PC on June 18th for $24.99. Pamela is a survival horror game where players explore and survive in a utopian future ravaged by humanity's misguided pursuit of perfection. With the help of an enigmatic ally, scavenge, discover, and fight for your life on Eden, a floating monolith of dead civilization. Okay, and then we have The Last of Us Part 2 coming to PS4 June 19th for $59.99. Strive to survive in the sequel to the hit action-adventure blockbuster released from Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Ellie and Joel are back for another intense, harrowing, and emotional adventure. Okay, and then we have Burnout Paradise Remastered coming to Switch on June 19th for $49.99. This is pretty cool. Make action your middle name as you rule the open streets of Paradise City in Burnout Paradise Remastered. Test the limits of skill and endurance as you push the boundaries of speed itself. Hurtle through hectic downtown avenues to wild mountain roads. Smash through traffic. Wreck your opponents. And use the open city to find shortcuts. Leave your friends in the dust and define your route to victory. Or crash out in a spectacular and devastating effect. Packed with 8 pieces of extra content with 130 plus vehicles, new areas to explore such as Big Surf Island, and hundreds of online challenges. Embrace high-octane stunts and wanton destruction in one of the greatest arcade racers.
Wanton destruction?
Yeah.
There's just like wontons all over.
Fully optimized for the Nintendo Switch in 60 frames per second, including pinch and pull map control for ease of navigation. Burnout Paradise Remastered is the ultimate driving playground to play with friends or on the go.
Man.
Sounds tight.
Made that sound tight.
It really does. It does sound tight. So the Coma 2 Vicious Sisters is coming to PS4 and Switch on June 19th for $14.99. Mina Park, a student of Sewa High, awakens at night in her school. It isn't long before she realizes that something is amiss. The once familiar school where she spends her evenings studying looks twisted by something dark and sinister. She finds herself pursued by someone or something that looks eerily like her teacher.
We've read that before.
Yeah, this is just coming to new consoles.
Okay.
To survive, Mina must venture beyond the boundaries of her school and into the surrounding district. There, she will encounter strange creatures, mysterious strangers, and uneasy allies. Cool. And then we have Ease, or YS, Ease, Memory of Selkada, coming to PS4 June 19th for $29.99. An extensive reimagining of Ease 4, one of the only Ease games never before released in the West. This title puts more enemies on screen than ever before and features the largest, most non-linear overworld in Ease history, boasting superlative graphics and a triumphant evolution of the fast-paced gameplay that has made the series a timeless action RPG mainstay. And then we have Railway Empire coming to Switch on June 9th for $39.99. United States, 1830. The New World is in its ascendancy. Industry is booming, and the race is on to establish the most dominant and powerful rail empire in all of North America. It's time to outthink and outmaneuver your competitors as you lead your company into the 20th century. In Railway Empire, exploit the economic opportunities of the United States in an extensive campaign, working your way step by step from coast to coast across the great continent. Lead your railway empire to success. Fuck this game. All right, it's a train game.
Yeah.
It's a game about trains.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 coming to PC on June 22nd. Couldn't find a price. Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 is a 2D action platforming game in the style of the Japanese classics of yesteryear. Gunvolt's battle with the Sumeragi group may be over, but a brand new enemy is looming in the shadows. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then we got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Hey, who needs The Last of Us 2 when you got fucking SpongeBob over here?
Yeah, dude. It's coming to Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on June 23rd for $29.99. Well, are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is back, faithfully remade in Sponge-tastic splendor. Play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy, and show the evil plankton that crime pays even less than Mr. Krabs. Okay, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I can't breathe now. And then we have Assetto Corsa Competizione, whatever that.
Really?
Really? Wait, is that something that's a thing?
What's it coming to?
It's coming to PC and mobile June 23rd for $39.99.
Huh.
It allows
Assetto
you
Corsa is one of the bigger like VR racing games.
Driving game?
Yeah.
Well, it allows you to experience the real atmosphere of the FIA GT3 homologated championship, competing against official drivers, teams, cars, and circuits, reproducing game with the highest level of accuracy ever achieved. Sprint, endurance, and Spa 24 hours races will come to life with an incredible level of realism in both single and multiplayer modes. Okay, that's it. That's all the games coming out in the next 7 days. My God.
That's exciting, though. I mean, The Last of Us, you know, I can't wait to play that. It's gotten like a shitload of different 10 out of 10 reviews.
Also, GameSpot gave it an 8.
I saw that. They gave it like the lowest score out of anybody I saw.
Yeah.
GameSpot gave it an 8, and then there was like 5 10 out of 10s, and then like a 4.5 out of 5, and like a 5 out of 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure it's a great game, but we'll see. We'll see.
I bet it's really good. It looks good. Just looking at like the fucking gameplay trailers, it's like, damn, that looks crispy, dude.
Crisp, like a taco. But yeah, so we're going to jump on over to currently playing. Brent, tell me what you've been playing. I'm going to see what the chat is saying right now.
Oh, yeah. Tell them I said, what's up, you know? No, but I've been playing, I'm still playing a little Skell Attack, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy David Stanley out there, killing it, doing his thing with Konami. It's really hard. I've been playing a lot of that, just dying over and over again, enjoying my life, you know. What are they saying in the chat room?
So his name is Brujuice45. Shout out to Brujuice45. And
man.
yes, this is the real JAMAL. That was his question.
Oh, okay.
No, this is the fake ass
Android JAMAL. Yeah.
Hello, Brujuice45.
This
I
is
am the real
13.
JAMAL. I promise. No, but
Your eyes just like roll back and turn red. No, so I've been playing Skeletak.
How's Skeletak, man?
It's good. It's good. It's hard as shit, but it's really good. It's cute. Like the art style looks really good. It's got like a Cuphead kind of vibe with like the look, like the art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
not like the gameplay. The gameplay has more of like a Hollow Knight-y kind of vibe. It's fun. It's not like either of those games though.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of, like, from the looks of it, it kind of reminds me of what's it called? Damn it, I forget. Oh, well, it's a great game, though, the one that I'm thinking of. So I need to get it and try it out.
It's only like $20. It's definitely worth the $20.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy, like, 2 copies of it
Yeah.
just to support our boy, David Stanley. It's so cool that Konami support on that, like, it's so cool to see it like getting posted on Konami pages and stuff like that. Really interesting.
Dude, yeah, for sure. And it's good. I mean, it's like I'm really happy for David. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Same.
But yeah, so I also finished playing Assassin's Creed Origins finally. I spent like maybe like 40 hours beating it. And I got to say, it's like definitely the best Assassin's Creed game I've played. It's better than Black Flag, which I didn't think I would ever say. I really enjoyed Black Flag, but I think Origins is better. And I don't know, man. It's just a really engaging, fun game. It's got something about it that, like, Odyssey just doesn't have. You know what I mean? It feels like it's got more of like a soul to it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more confined.
Like, I don't know. Like, not even really, because like the map is so huge. Like the whole campaign, like the whole 40-hour campaign I played, and like it only takes you to like just over half of the map. You know what I mean? Like there's still spots on my map that are blacked out. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, man. It's more about like the characters and like the vibe of everything. It just feels more like real, you know? Like, I don't know. In Odyssey, like they want you to be this like demigod guy who like is just a, like, you know, like part Hercules or some shit, you know what I mean? And in in Origins, you feel like a fucking like just normal like assassin, like ancient Egypt cop kind of guy. I don't know. But like also the storyline, like you're trying to track down the people who killed your kid in Origins, you know, which is you know, always going to be like relatable and interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember when they killed my kid.
Right.
So
it's got like a John Wick kind of vibe.
Gotcha.
Like the whole game is just like you're just John Wicking your way through like the politicians of the time, you know what I mean?
I like that.
It's so tight, like the whole game, and like the whole story is like you don't have to play any of the other Assassin's Creed games because canonically Assassin's Creed Origins is the first
origin.
one. Yeah, it's the Origins, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's really good. Really, really good. And I don't even really know what's going on in like the little parts where it goes back to modern times or whatever. But that shit's good too. Everything about that game is fucking...
I have no idea what's going on, but it's cool. It's
I gotta
good.
say, I mean, it's like the best $5 I've ever spent on a game. You know what I mean? I got it on the Epic Game Store sale for $5. And like, dude, I've gotten like 40... very, very happy hours out of it. And I could probably play more, you know? There's, like, bosses and stuff that I could go track down and kill, and, like, side quests. There's a shitload of stuff I haven't done, and, like, exploration I haven't done and stuff that I could go do. So, I gotta say, highly recommend it. I think it's my favorite Assassin's Creed game so far. But, you know, I haven't played 3 all the way through, or Unity all the way
3 is
through.
like the Revolutionary War, right?
Yeah, 3 was pretty highly regarded by most people who like the series, so I might look into that at some point since they did that remaster recently. But then I got into my backlog a little, and I started playing Man-Eater.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
It's really good, dude. You know, I thought it was going to be more like a goat simulator kind of thing where it's like all janky and wonky, you know? But the game is actually really well made. Like, the graphics are good. It stays like really stable frame rates, and like it looks really good, and like the game just plays well. Like, in like it's fun because you start out as this little baby shark, and you like eat and eat, and you get bigger and bigger as you level up, and like you turn into like an adult shark, and then you can break through different barriers and stuff, and like.
Oh, nice.
My
So it's
shark
got a
is-
whole Metroidvania type thing to it.
Totally. And like by the time you get to high level shark, you're like shark is all decked out with like laser teeth and fucking like bones and shit. My
Laser
shark
teeth.
can like hop across the land for like fucking like 15 minutes and just like eat people like
Is it like open world?
Yeah, it's like this huge open world that's mostly like you know,
Underwater.
ocean water and like fresh water. Since you're like a bull shark, you can go back and forth between the two.
Can you
and,
go
like-
into like swimming pools?
Yeah, you can like hop over people's fences and get in their swimming pool and
Oh,
shit.
that's so tight.
It's so tight. It's actually like, I don't know, I'm having so much fun. But then the central story is like you start out as this big shark, right? And then this guy catches you and like cuts you open and like pulls out this baby shark, and then the baby shark like bites his arm off and jumps in the water, and you are the baby shark. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
how
like,
the
you
game
killed
starts.
my mother.
Yeah, so like the whole game you're like avenging your mother against this like deadliest cat show guy. I don't know. It's really
pretty
funny,
funny, actually.
too. Yeah, like the game has a really good sense of humor, and like it teaches you cool things about like sharks and stuff while you're playing.
Like how they can upgrade and get electro like.
Well, obviously, like a lot of it, like anything that's like not actually what the shark would do, he's like, most of the time, sharks wouldn't be able to do this. But this shark has senses akin to a whale that's blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll like actually tell you like where they got the inspiration from, the like radar power or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
That's pretty funny.
it's pretty cool. I really highly recommend it. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it is. You know what I mean? I think that might be the reason I like it so much, because I expected so little of it, you know?
Yeah, I heard it's quite redundant though.
It's a little repetitive for the okay. The problem is like from baby to like adult, like where you actually get to like the big open ocean is too long of a grind. You know what I mean? Like to get to level like 15 is too long of a grind. You know what I mean? Because like it starts getting repetitive and then repetitive, and then finally you get to the open ocean where there's like seals and hammerhead sharks and stuff attacking you, and it gets interesting again at that point. But I think it loses a lot of people along the way. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I've been playing more Call of Duty Warzone. Surprise.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
I've
that.
just been obsessed, dude. And plus, like, it's just
a
like
good ass game, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to buy the real game and play the single player campaign because I don't know. It looks good to me. Like
I just don't give a fuck. Like I just like the Warzone. I like Battle Royale. You know, that part of it. I just like, it's like I come home after working, you know, like, and then after I eat and stuff, I just hop up on there. Me and, you know, I hit up Aaron. I'm like, yo, dude, let's play some fucking squads. And then we'll go in and we just level up. Like we started up our new battle pass for season 4. You know, we're just trying to grind through that shit. It's just like a little fun like thing to do after work.
dude, I want
you
to
know?
play with you guys like more.
Yeah, dude, hit us up. We literally play like every night.
I got my headphones and stuff now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
we're
down,
dropping
you know?
Superstore then. No, I'm just kidding. No.
My only problem is like I'm in a kind of a tight quarters living situation right now, so
Yeah.
like in the background you might hear like TV or something on my end, you know what I mean?
That's fine.
Which
It
you know
ain't
I
a
don't want to
big
mess
deal.
up the stream or anything, you know.
Well, we haven't been streaming it. Like I've really only been streaming like the show.
Oh, okay.
You know, like because I can't be consistent enough with the game streaming. Like just because it's at different times that I'll hop on. I
Yeah.
don't want to just like be like, yeah, just tune in and we might be streaming. You know. So
Yeah, it's hard to schedule when you're gonna game, you know, because it's one of those
Yeah.
things. It's like you got to be in the right mindset, you know. You got to be like ready to do it, you know.
It's not even that. It's just
For
more.
me it
yeah,
is,
it's got to be the
personally,
time.
you know?
Like it's like I get off work at different times every day, and you know different things are happening. So like
I can't play games if I'm not like feeling it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be feeling that vibe. You know what I mean?
I'm always.
I'm
feeling the
almost
vibe.
always feeling the vibe.
Yeah, I was
you know
about
what
to
I
say.
mean? But like like if I'm in like a bad mood, you know what I mean? Like you know, I know a lot of people are like, I'll be in a bad mood. I'll play video games to cheer me up. It's like no, I don't know.
Don't want to ruin the video game with your bad mood.
exactly.
Dude.
It's like I like to just approach it with a good mood, you know.
I feel that. That makes sense. But that's all I've been playing. I did try out like I went to this like retro store in Houston, this retro video game store called Replay Games, and bought Tamagotchi for the original Game Boy.
Oh, that's
like,
sick.
yeah, I've just been playing around with that. It's kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, that's it. So that's it for currently playing. If you want to let us know what you've been playing, you can drop it in the stream chat, or you can drop it in Facebook, or in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak podcast, or wherever YouTube comments. We'll talk to you no matter where you drop it. Anyways, we're going to jump on over to the topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is the PS5 reveal event, what was the event called again? Oh, the Future of Gaming event.
I'm glad you knew because I did not.
Yeah, so we're basically just going to give our thoughts. We're going to talk about everything that happened and was revealed at this Future of Gaming event, and, just kind of give a little review of it.
Yeah, I actually wrote everything that they announced down one by one as they announced it. So
nice.
like if you want, we can just go through the whole show and just talk about it. So the very first thing that they announced was Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS5. I initially thought they were about to drop GTA 6 for a second, and I just about shit a brick. Because, I saw the Rockstar logo, and I saw, Grand Theft Auto type things going on. And then I saw, Franklin, and I was like, oh, okay. They're just doing
more GTA 5 shit. It's funny that they're talking about bringing GTA 5 to the PlayStation 5, which, again, it's like, okay, is there not going to be some type of smart delivery for PlayStation 5? Can you not just put your GTA 5 disc into the PS5 or your PS4 version?
Oh, I think you can. I think you can.
Then why are they doing a whole separate thing now?
Because it's going to have improved graphics and stuff like that, I don't know. Personally, I'm not mad about GTA 5 coming to the new consoles.
No, I'm not mad about it coming to the new consoles. I'm upset about it being they didn't mention delivery. Yeah, they didn't mention how it's coming to. They were just like, "Oh, it's coming to PS5," in 2021
I think it's just
or
gonna
whatever.
Look a little better, play a little better, have some special features and stuff,
Yeah.
But they did announce that the PS5 people who are currently playing Grand Theft Auto are going to
get it for free.
Not only will they, well, I don't know if they said they'll get it for free.
They did, yeah.
They did say that?
Yeah, they said whoever has I think it's if you buy a PS5, you get it for free.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. But I know that if you have the current Grand Theft Auto 5 on your PS4, from now until the time GTA 5 launches on PS5, they're going to give you $1 million a fucking month or something on GTA Online, which is pretty sweet. It gives you a huge leg up over everybody playing crossplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, not that interesting.
Not the way you want to open the show.
No.
Kind of a weird thing to start with. You know what I mean?
It's like, here we go, an old-ass fucking game. Yeah. I've seen a lot of cool, funny memes about it where, there's, one where it's, a shrunken cow. It's been milked to death, and, you see and it says, GTA 5 on it, and, you see a farmer walking out, and it says, Rockstar, coming over with another pill to, squirt more milk out of it.
That's so true. I saw that exact same meme with Skyrim and Bethesda. Just that's so funny.
That's what you got.
So the next thing they dropped was the new Spider-Man Miles Morales game. This is going to be made by Insomniac, who did the last Spider-Man game. So that's exciting.
But it's not a brand. It's not a sequel. And
it is a sequel.
It's not.
It's a new game. It's a whole new game.
You're not listening. I went and looked it up. It's not a sequel. It's a standalone expansion for the first game. So it's not a sequel. It's like whenever Uncharted did the offshoot thing that they did where it was like a standalone. That's what this is. So
see, okay, that's the kind of wording that's getting everybody confused about this. Okay, it is a whole new game. Okay, it is another Spider-Man game made by Insomniac that is in the same universe as the first one. Okay,
yes.
Just because it's not directly expanding on the story of the first one, there's nothing to expand on. The first one's over, and it set up the whole Miles Morales thing in the first game. So it's if this isn't a sequel to the first game, then I don't know what the fuck is.
No, this was Insomniac's words. They said it's a standalone expansion. That's what they called it.
Okay, well, isn't
on
that
Twitter.
What a sequel is?
No.
If you think about it?
Well, no, because a sequel is a sequel.
Does it expand on the universe of the
what
first
they're saying
game?
is that there's still going to be a sequel later. There's still going to be a sequel. This is just an offshoot.
Okay.
This is not the sequel to Spider-Man PS4.
The problem is people are thinking that this game is an expansion, like an expansion pack or some shit. It's like a fucking DLC or something, and that's not the case. Okay,
No,
this is a full game. Okay, that's going to be coming out.
That's questionable whether it's a full game because this game came out.
They've said it.
I know you're not. Let me talk. It came out 2 years after PS4 not even 2 years after PS4 Spider-Man came out. There's no way this is a legit ass full ass game by itself.
You don't think they were working at this the same time
they were probably working on it at the same time, but they didn't have all the same people working on it, especially since it's coming to a next generation console.
Well, the problem with the first Spider-Man game that came out is like Insomniac talked about this too, is how much time they spent developing like the web swinging mechanics and shit. I think now that they've got the groundwork for all that, you can pretty much just copy and paste that and like add a few new animations and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel for this next game. You know what I mean? To be good.
But you still want to put years into the writing and years into the all the stuff that's going to be happening. You don't want just a big open world with nothing to do in it or more of the same shit to do in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's where a lot of people are questioning it. It's like because they even came out like they wanted to make it very clear it's a standalone expansion. Like and they even came up with a new fucking buzzword for it. It was like an expandalone. Like somebody was like, "Oh, it's an expandalone." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
Well,
like,
I mean, look at fucking infamous Second Son, which is a
standalone
expansion. I mean, that's the best game in the fucking Infamous series by a long shot. You know what I mean? Like it. Or Half-Life Alyx, you know what I mean? Another great standalone expansion.
Did you play Half-Life Alyx directly after you just got done, not even 2 years before playing through Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man PS4? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so like,
yeah, good point.
It's coming on the heels of a game, and if it's the same game with just better graphics and like you do the exact same shit with like a barely anything new happening in it besides the story, I think people are going to be a little like let down by that.
Yeah, my thing is like you're gonna want a different map. From the first
Definitely.
game. You don't want to be swinging around the same New York. You know what I mean? But the problem is Miles Morales' story doesn't go anywhere other
than Manhattan,
different.
Right?
Yeah, it's not like he is in a different area or something than normal Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're going to have to change the map. They're going to have to make it different and fresh. That's going to be important.
Sure.
Like, you can't just copy-paste the map like it's Far Cry New Dawn or something. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. That's what I'm saying is like that's what this feels like.
If that happens, that will definitely be a big,
downside.
Yeah. But it might still be fun if it's not a full-price game at that point. You know what I mean? But still, it's like, that's not what I want.
I definitely think they should have been more clear in the reveal. Like, why did they do this? Why did they shoot themselves in the foot like this? Like, why weren't they like, new expansion, or like standalone expansion? Like, put it in the fucking trailer. Don't tell everybody.
They should have said anything about it. Like, they should have just been like, it's a game. It's a fucking Spider-Man game.
Or that, yeah.
Like, you don't have to add fucking, keywords or phrases or, you want to make Spider-Man 2 later. Nobody's going to fucking question that shit. Like, just say it's a game, because I think this whole, like, line of them trying to, like, emphasize that it's a standalone expansion has made people more confused in the long run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it's a bad idea because people want a Miles Morales, like, full game.
Yeah, especially after the Spider-Verse, movie was so successful,
Like, it's like, so why are you going to go in and just... that's what I'm saying. I feel like they shot themselves in the foot with this one. And this is really one of my only complaints with the whole... reveal event in general was just this, and then the GTA 5. They started out really lackluster.
Yeah, it started out weak,
but it definitely picks up for sure.
Yeah, I'm still excited about that though. We'll have to see how it goes. Then they started talking about the new Gran Turismo 7, which if you're a racing game fan, it's one of those names that pops up throughout the dawn of time,
if you're a car fan in general, because it's like the ultimate like driving simulator game. So, but yeah, I mean, with any new PlayStation console comes a new Gran Turismo with better graphics, better.
For that matter, any new console I feel like Xbox or PlayStation, you almost have to have a racing game that drops with it. You know, like with Xbox, we're getting dirt. You know what I mean? Like it's necessary. I feel like you got to touch all your bases. That's one of the most important things about a console.
But dirt's coming to both. So,
true.
But I think
but we got Forza, yeah.
Forza will be like at the July event. I guarantee you, Forza will be there for the first party.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got after that, they talked about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
This was cool.
It's cool. What's most interesting about this to me is that it's also developed by Insomniac. So it's like they don't have all their eggs in the Spider-Man basket. They're working on Ratchet and Clank the whole time. So that kind of furthers your thing you were talking about, like how much could they really do in 2 years, especially if they're working on Ratchet and Clank. That being said, Ratchet and Clank look fucking beautiful.
It looked beautiful.
It looks so good, dude. Like, and you already know, like, it's gonna be super smooth and like running at like fucking 60 frames per second or whatever. It's gonna be like butter, dude. Like,
yeah, well, and I think honestly, out of all the games that were shown, this one showed the solid state drive thing working like. It's like this is next gen shit. Whenever they were jumping through the rifts and stuff, like constantly, and it was all gameplay.
Yeah, that was cool. It was it did a good job of showcasing the ray traced reflections on like Clank and stuff like that. I think that's one thing that I really took away from this is how good the ray tracing they've been working on in the new games has been looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like one of the few things you can really tell with the watching the show at 1080p, 30 frames per second. You know what I mean? It's like you can still see how good the rays are gonna look. Like the lighting.
They're gonna be traced
game.
So hard, dude.
Bro, they're gonna trace the shit out of those rays, bro.
Yeah, like you could definitely see how good it's gonna be looking. But yeah, I'm not a huge Ratchet and Clank fan, but that game looked cool.
Okay, and then we got Project Athea, which kind of looks like witch parkour or something. I have no idea.
I just got major like Sinuous Sacrifice like vibes from it. It was like PlayStation being like, oh yeah, here's ours.
We can do it too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I picked up. It didn't look like it in gameplay, but it looked like it in like vibes that it was giving off. I was like, okay, I can get it. I can see what you're trying to do with this, but it didn't look interesting. At least they didn't show anything to make it interesting.
No, it was one of those trailers where it's like, okay, we got a name, but we don't really have much else.
Yeah, she like jumped from one cliff to the other, and that was it. It was like
a lot of jumping. She was hopping.
Gameplay.
Okay, and then we got Stray. It starts out with like a robot sitting there in this obviously like dystopian future.
Yeah.
There's like spray paint on the wall, like R.I.P. humans and stuff.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, some gangster robot.
Yeah.
But then it zooms out, and you're like this cat, and the cat's like crawling through this world.
He's got a little backpack on.
And I guess the game is like you're the cat.
You play as a cat in this game.
It's called Stray. It looks interesting.
So I've seen this game before. A long time ago on Reddit, somebody shared something, and I think it's the same game. But like it was basically like a trailer of gameplay where like you just walked around as this cat, like in the city and stuff like that. And I'm guessing that's what this became, or what that became. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah. I bet a lot has come of it in 2 years. You know what I mean? Especially if like we haven't really heard anything of it. You know what I mean?
And that's assuming that was the same thing. But like, because I can barely remember, but I do remember it was like you're a cat walking through the city. And
I feel like I vaguely remember something like that too.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, I want to know who put the backpack on the cat.
That's what I want to know too.
Do the cats talk? Have they like evolved?
That's what I'm thinking. Why would they set it in the future unless there's some kind of interesting mechanic they want to implement into the game? This is one of those games that there's like 2 or 3 games in this reveal event that just looked like just straight up weird, and like I really want to play them just because they look so weird, And this was the first one that was like, damn, that one looks weird.
Very weird, very weird, but interesting.
Okay, after that, they talked about Returnal. Which actually looks tight. Did you see the trailer for this?
I did. I don't like the name because it's just like anal. It's like the first thing it's like Returnal. Like I just don't like
name.
that.
The way she was talking in the trailer though kind of made me feel like this is gonna be like a live, die, repeat kind of thing. That Tom Cruise movie.
Which team made this game again? Wasn't it?
Man, I couldn't tell you.
They worked on something.
Was it like Private Division or something? It's somebody like. important.
It's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
someone important, but I can't remember what the last game they worked on was, but it was something very big. But anyways, it looks interesting. It definitely looks like Live Die Repeat, like exactly that.
Yeah.
But
It looks like Death Stranding and Live Die Repeat like mixed together somehow.
yeah,
You know
she's
what I
like
mean?
on an alien world. She's like, when I came to this alien planet, I landed, I was attacked, then I died, and then I woke up.
She's like, there are fates worse than death and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, bitch.
It's like, I mean, there are. No, but yeah, so in this game, I imagine you're just trying to break out of the loop.
Yeah.
Like.
Which, I like that idea. I like the thought there. I just hope it's good. You know what I mean?
My first thought was Majora's Mask. Like, that's what I thought of whenever it came to, like, gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, I was thinking Outer Wilds, kind of. But, like, less, like, timed and more, like, hazards everywhere,
Make sure you do the right thing to get out.
I feel like this is going to piss me off, though. Like, you're going to get, like, really far in the game and then die and have to start over again.
I'm sure it'll save, like, it's going to be like Simon Says, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, like, make sure you do everything the right way and remember the pattern that you took and stuff.
Like, Live, Die, Repeat. Dude, that movie was good as fuck.
Was good. It was definitely good.
Okay, yeah, so we got that, and then we got Sackboy, A Big Adventure, which I guess is the next Little Big Planet game or whatever. I don't know. It looks okay.
I forgot almost that fucking Little Big Planet was a big deal at some point.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't feel like this is the time to bring that shit back. Like, like it doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like these guys should be working on Dreams or whatever the fuck they're working on now, instead of this. Like,
yeah, it definitely didn't inspire any, like, whoa, dude.
Did not spark joy.
No, it was all right.
Okay, then we got Destruction All-Stars.
Okay, this shit actually looked interesting.
It looked interesting, didn't
Yeah.
it? I was like kind of giving this shit whenever we were reading about it on paper, like back in the day, because we have talked about this a long time ago, but like we just talked about the concept of it.
Yeah.
But like actually seeing it is like, okay, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mix between Overwatch and like Cell Damage.
Yeah, I put it was a mix between Twisted Metal and Rocket League. So like if you were to mix all of those games together,
That's
I feel
what you
like
get.
you'd get this. Like,
and so from the trailer, in the trailer, there was like obviously a song made specifically for the game. Like it was like a rap song. It sounded very like I was like,
it was kind of jamming.
Yeah, I was like, is that Lupe Fiasco? Like I couldn't.
Oh shit, it might have been.
I don't know because
I almost Shazammed it because I was like, this is jamming.
Well, that's the thing. I Googled it, and people tried to Shazam it, and nothing popped up. So, but somebody wrote down all the lyrics, and apparently the lyrics hide, like, stuff about the game, like, about, like, what's going to happen in the game, like, the type of gameplay and stuff like that, and, like, timing and all this stuff. It was weird. I was, like, reading through the lyrics.
I'm going to have to go look that song up now, just because, like...
Yeah, just type in the name of the game and put trailer song, and, like, it'll pop up, like, first thing.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah, looking forward to that one. We also, after that, we got Kina, Bridge of Spirits. Not much to say about this one other than that it looks pretty,
It looks like an indie game.
Yeah, kind of an indie game, pretty looking indie game. Then we got Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah, what the fuck,
This is the second game on the list that is like, what the fuck?
It's like dinosaur teenagers, like...
Teenage angst, but like they're all dinos at a high school
called Volcano High.
It's like Dawson's Creek, but they're all dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know
Life
what
is
weird
strange.
fucking, like...
Until a meteor hits and kills everybody.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, and like the dinosaur, like, has like emo hair.
And he's giving this like really emo, trippy monologue.
Yeah,
like
he's like, I always feel like I'm on the edge of greatness, just looking in, and I'm like, bro,
right on the cusp. Just
it's like, what is happening? What? It's like some dude was like, he went down a very, very dark hole on Pornhub, and this is how that game came about. Like, I feel like
it reminds me of that like midnight gospel show, but like less insightful.
Yeah, way less insightful. It may be insightful to like 13-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
a 13-year-old's midnight gospel. That's what this show is kind of or
Exactly.
game, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
they didn't show any gameplay. Like, what is this?
Is it a graphic novel? Is it like a fucking what is it? You know,
I don't even think they know. I think they were just like, fuck it, throw this on there.
It was definitely weird though. Okay, and then we got Oddworld Soulstorm.
Which looks serious as fuck.
It does. Well, it's actually a remake of Abe's Exodus, which was the second Oddworld game, and it is a pretty serious, you know.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was a remake.
I didn't either until I looked it up later. Like, I was trying to, find out more info on it, and apparently it's just a remake of the second game. I don't know why they didn't just call it, Oddworld 2.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to attract more people and don't want to, like, turn you off. Like, okay, this is the second game. I need to play the first one. Fuck it.
So was the one on Xbox, the original Xbox, Oddworld's Odyssey, right?
That was Munch's Odyssey.
Munch's Odyssey.
So there's Abe's Odyssey, Munch's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, I forgot. There's some other ones.
But was that one super serious? Like the one on the Xbox?
Yeah. They're all pretty serious. Like it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like the Outer Worlds in the sense that it's like serious subject matter presented in kind of a funny way.
Okay.
Like a lot of like themes about like slavery and like weird like fucking dystopian like future where like the race that Abe is like looked down on and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I thought this game was about like burping aliens and like Mountain Dew type drinks.
No, the Mountain Dew thing is like it's like the corporations in the Outer Worlds kind of like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty dark game actually. It's just like got that cartoony look. Like I'm pretty sure they're all rated M. Or something like, or most of them.
It's like rated T, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, a pretty dark subject matter. I think one of the games, Munch has his mouth like sewed shut for half the game.
The game that it was just showing.
Yeah. Oddworld, Soulstorm. Abe has his fucking mouth sewed shut for like half the game. Like,
very strange. Anyways.
And then they showed off Ghostwire Tokyo, which is exciting to me. I don't know.
Shinji Mikami, so this is made by the guy who made the original Resident Evil games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the what's that game called that you just played? The horror game you just played not too long ago. The one that I played too.
The Evil Within.
The Evil Within.
It was a good game.
He made that as well.
Did you play The Evil Within too?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about going back and playing that at some point in the
I'll
near
definitely
future.
check that one out. But I think it'll be closer to what this is because that one's supposed to be all paranormal and shit. But this looks weird. This is definitely a departure from his usual like shit. Like this is like first person, like I don't even know.
Looks really weird. Like it looks like they're walking. Like okay, the trailer. It's like he's like walking through like a city block in like Tokyo or something.
Yeah.
Except there's not people everywhere like there should be, and there's like ghosts everywhere, and they're like interesting looking ghosts. Like every ghost is like totally different. Like one's got like an umbrella, and one's like
kind of look like Slender Man.
Yeah, one looks like Slender Man. One's like creeping around the corner and it's a shadow. One's like just your generic scary ghost like coming at you. You know what I mean?
Like a headless girl.
Yeah, they have like it looks really weird. It's like Ghostbusters and like fucking like I don't know, some other like The Ring mixed together. I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of Bleach, like the whole like concept of Bleach.
I was also kind of getting like a Fear vibe from it. Like, you know the part where it shows him and he's like standing in the alleyway or whatever and it shows the shadow go around the corner and it's like, ha, ha, ha. You know, it's like, okay, I'm getting a Fear vibe from that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm interested to see what this game is.
Yeah, like, are you just, but I mean, obviously you're out to kill ghosts. Like, it was like, you're the protector of Tokyo, you know, and they don't even know that you're protecting them and all this stuff. So I was like, all right.
Dude, I could fuck with it. It definitely looks interesting for sure.
For sure.
Let's see. And then we got Jet the Far Shore, which is kind of weird. It looks like maybe like a space exploration kind of game. We didn't get too much about this.
Looked weird. Like at first I was like, whoa, what is this? This actually looks interesting.
Cool, yeah.
But then once it actually started showing some gameplay, I was like, okay, so what? You're just like a fucking shuttle, like just floating? Like that's kind of lame. Like I thought you were actually gonna like have to land and like, you know, do shit.
I have no idea what this even really is. He kind of almost hit me like is this gonna be like the Oregon Trail except we're going to space or something?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah.
I don't know. Could be good, could be whack. Then we got Godfall over this fat trap beat blasting.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, you know?
It was just like, yeah, it was literally just gameplay of Godfall with a trap beat and like rap music.
They did a very similar thing for Godfall at the PC game show. It was like different gameplay, but it was like similar trap music.
Okay. It's like, whatever.
I don't know.
All right, it sounds cool. They're like, tons of armor, tons of weapons, enemies to kill. And then I was like, all right, so it's a video game.
Yeah, video game. That's my problem with Godfall. Is like, I'm sure it's actually probably going to be a pretty decent game, but it's like just so generic looking.
It
like,
really does.
Everything
look
about it is like, oh man, that looks just plain. Like, you know what I mean? But maybe it's one of those games that feels better than it looks. You know?
Well, it's supposed to be like Borderlands, but with melee weapons.
Because I honestly was thinking, like, before I played that Star Wars game, Fallen Order, I was like, man, that looks boring, you know? And then I played it, and I'm like, okay, that was a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe,
it could be good.
Maybe
It could be
feel
great.
better, you know?
Yeah.
Then we got Solar Ash, which I literally don't even remember. I don't even.
It was like a weird like ghostly looking chick, and she was like riding on skates or something.
Oh, okay.
And like jumped over like a little lava thing, and then she like went into a black hole, and then like
oh yeah, I remember that she went in the black hole.
Yeah, and then there was like this weird like like lady on the other side of the black hole, and she was like, "Are you afraid?" He's like, "Because you should be." And then she like smacks her, and then she like flies into this hole, and then she skates.
She went into another hole?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's the game, though.
Okay, well, that's more than I remember from that fucking shit. So, and then after that, they talked about Hitman 3.
Yeah, look, they're like, it's going to be in Dubai.
I'm so excited. I really enjoyed the most recent 2 Hitman games. And honestly, the second Hitman, I feel like it didn't, you know, like get as well of a critical reception as like I think it should have, you know what I mean? And I was worried they weren't going to do a third one. You know what I mean?
They said this is going to be the final one.
Oh, that's okay with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even expect to get it, so I'm happy.
Yeah, he was like the final title in the something Hitman series.
That's cool.
So
I read online that it's just like, you know, Hitman 2, if you have Hitman 1, it puts all the levels from Hitman 1 into Hitman 2 with
nice.
like updated graphics and engine and stuff. They're going to do the same thing with Hitman 3. Like if you have the first 2 games, they'll just plop them into Hitman 3 as part of the game. So
that's cool.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty nice, especially since it touches up the graphics a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but now that they're done, now that this is the final one, we could get a Freedom Fighters, you know what I'm saying, over there, because it's the same people.
Really?
Yeah.
IO Interactive did Freedom Fighters?
Not IO Interactive, but they own the rights to Freedom. If I remember right, they own the rights to Freedom Fighter. Didn't they do Kane and Lynch? Isn't it IO Interactive that?
I would maybe. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Kane and Lynch was the same people as Tomb Raider, I think. Square Enix, I think.
No, definitely not.
Okay, maybe not.
Kane and Lynch.
I got both of the Kane and Lynch games recently in a bundle.
Yeah, IO Interactive.
Oh, it's IO?
Yeah, so they own the rights to the Freedom Fighters franchise.
What I like about IO Interactive, I feel like their games always have some kind of unique mechanic that makes them interesting. Like Kane and Lynch wasn't the best game ever, but like the core like 2-person mechanic made it so interesting. You know what I mean? Same with the Hitman games. Like the way the Hitman games are like you can just do it however you want, you know, just kill the guy and get out of there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love that, and I love that there's so many different options for you and like mission. I don't know, I just really enjoyed the Hitman games. Anyways, I'll stop ranting. Then they talked about Astros Playroom, which is apparently a free game that's going to come loaded onto every PS5. This
it's like a spinoff of Astrobot.
It's
right?
a spinoff of Astrobot, definitely, which is like originally Astrobot was a PSVR thing from a similar thing. It was like VR Playroom or something. And they had a game called Astrobot Adventure that was like so popular they made a whole nother Astrobot Rescue Mission video game that was in turn so popular that I feel like now they're making Astro's Rescue Mission, which they didn't mention anything with VR. I think this is really going to be to show off the like haptic feedback of the controller and stuff like that. But if it's anything like the normal Astrobot, it was a cute little Mario Odyssey style platformer. Yeah. So, it could be good. I think it would translate okay to flat, not nearly as good as it would be in VR, but
or it's a PSVR 2 game and they just haven't announced PSVR 2 yet.
That's what I was thinking. It's very possible, that it could be compatible with both flat and VR.
So I think they announced it like this as a way to keep people like, excited. There might be a PSVR thing coming, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. Then we talked about The Little Devil Inside, which is interesting. It's like the trailer shows like this one guy like doing mundane things, and then like
not mundane.
Well, just like things throughout his life. You know what I mean? Like he's like driving a car or something, and then like
okay, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. I thought you meant the main dude. I was like, nah, he's doing some heroic shit.
So the main dude is like, I guess, in this guy's head. Like, so every time he has to do something in like real life, the character in his head is like doing all kinds of crazy shit to like get him through that. I don't know. Like,
yeah, like literally, or it's like how he sees everything, or like he's just like imagining. I think is what it was.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's like him imagining or if it's like that movie Inside Out or something. But it's like something about this character in his head while he's doing things. I don't know. It looks interesting.
Yeah, it was like showing him taking a dump, and then like in his head he was like dropping a bomb. It was like what?
I love it.
Very weird artistic sense going on with this game, like the weird French or I don't know how to explain it. It was just very weird, like.
It had good vibes. I'm thinking it might be interesting.
Yeah.
Then we got some gameplay, or was it gameplay from 2K21, the new basketball game?
Yeah, I didn't watch. I skipped that part.
Well, it looks good. I mean, as you would expect, everybody looks super realistic and the graphics look good.
They're like, hey, it's me, random basketball player guy.
Basketball player X from Team Z.
It's like, yeah. I hope you're just as excited as I am for this next level basketball game.
Hey, but can you think about how exciting that would be if you're like a pro?
Oh yeah, of course.
Player? That would be tight to like be in a game. I don't know.
I think they posted like video footage of like the NFL player who like is on the front of like the new NFL
I saw
game.
That, yeah.
They were all just like, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that would be way cool to be on the cover of the game. Like, man, you'd feel like a badass. And then they talked about Bug Snacks, which is maybe the third game that was like, okay, what the fuck?
Made by the Octodad people. Yeah.
Well, I guess what would we expect from the fucking Octodad?
Yeah.
It actually looks kind of interesting. I don't know what to think. It's like you're like a critter eating food that's like animals. Like the animals are made of food. Like
no. So all the bugs are just different snacks.
But they're all like, it's not just bugs. It's like animals. Like, cause like my girlfriend pointed out, there's like a kiwi bird that was actually made of a kiwi.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was getting mad, Rainy with a chance of meatballs vibes from it.
Yeah, dude, sunny with a chance of meatball, or cloudy with a chance of meatball.
Cloudy with a chance, yeah. It's like
yeah, whatever weather.
Every other weather condition, but but with meatballs. But yeah, so it was like that movie, but like in a video game.
Yes, and dude, that's the perfect way to describe that. It had such cloudy with a chance of meatball vibes to it.
And whatever you eat,
you turn into.
You slowly, like you parts of you become that. So like the person talking, or like Walrus talking, eats a strawberry, and then her arms became strawberries. And then like at the end,
it was so weird.
Yeah, like the guy comes up and he's like, "Oh no, I was trying to carry a lamp, but I dropped it because of my weenie arms." And he had like eaten weenies and like.
And then it got randomly like scary at the end for no reason. Like they're like all laughing and joking about weenie arms, and then suddenly like this fucked off like monster thing comes out, and it's like and like just like attacks.
I think that was to show that there is some type of gameplay that happens in this game.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it didn't fit the vibe of the rest of like the commercial. Like it got like really dark and like menacing there at the end. I don't know, like
yeah, it's like now you're gonna have to fight a weird weenie armed like creature.
That was by far maybe the most interesting trailer. I don't know, like it was like I have the most questions after that one.
Yeah, they didn't really explain anything at all. Nothing.
I want it bad though. Like I have to play that. I have to know what it's about. I don't know why. It just has to be played.
And I'm sure that's going to come to everything, honestly.
Oh, eventually, for sure. I think a lot of these are going to be like timed exclusives. I know one we're going to talk about in a few down from here is a timed exclusive. But then after Bugsnax, they talked about the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people are really, really hyped about.
Yeah, really stoked about it. I know someone who said he's buying a PS5 just for this game, and then he'll probably never play anything else on his PS5.
And I respect that. You know, I mean, if that's what you really want to do,
because he's a PC gamer, so that's why. I mean,
me too. You know, but there's some exclusives that I think will make it worth holding on to your PS5 for.
Well, he's not like he just doesn't play console games at all. So he doesn't really care. He's just Demon Souls though. I'm all about that.
Oh man, this is one that'll almost definitely come to PC also.
That's what I was thinking.
I would be hard pressed, and unless it's like a Bloodborne style thing, And they have worked with PlayStation for Bloodborne specifically, So it's not out of the question that it would be like an exclusive. I would be, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a timed exclusive, but I think eventually it'll come to everything. Even like Switch. I noticed they've been pretty good about trying to get their shit over to Switch too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it looks beautiful. I guess I don't even know what Demon Souls looks like. So
yeah,
looks good.
I haven't played Demon Souls, so my thing is I like the super hard gameplay of Sekiro. It's just when I tried to play the Dark Souls games, I don't like the inventory management as much as I don't want to control the weapon I have. I just want to have that freaking sweet ninja sword the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just master one weapon.
Yeah, I love that. And that's the same with the Star Wars game that we always talk about.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, I'm going off again. And then we talked about Deathloop. So we got another time loop game, kind of like that one we were talking about earlier, the Live Die Repeat game.
Yeah, this one, it's about two hitmen, or a hitman and a hitwoman, trying to kill each other, but they're stuck in a time loop, and I don't even know where to begin with this shit.
It seems kind of good. It's made by the people who did Dishonored, so
yeah,
you already gotta expect a certain standard
Bethesda.
Of quality. Yeah, Arcane Studios, I think specifically though, and not just Bethesda.
It's being published by Bethesda though.
Yeah.
So they have a standard.
Yeah, they're not gonna let just some bullshit out the door. You know what I mean?
But it's definitely got some the vibe to it is Black Dynamite type vibe.
Kind of like We Happy Few art style too, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely. It's got cool points. It's got style points, they're not just trying to put out a game, they're trying to put out a game with a vibe to it.
And this is the one that is going to be a timed exclusive for sure.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
one is going to be a timed PS5 exclusive. So that's interesting. Then we got my favorite reveal of the whole show. We got Resident Evil 8.
Yes, Village. Resident Evil 8 Village.
Woo!
Which
so we talked about this.
Yeah, which is it's VILLAGE, and then so it's 8, but they use the V and then the ILL to make the 8. I was like, oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only reason they're calling it that is because they figured that out. They're like, oh, dude, we're doing
that's sick. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about this one.
You know what's funny though? Is can I just say this?
No, I'm just kidding.
Whenever it first started up, I instantly thought
Outlast.
Resident Evil 4. I was thinking, we talked about a Resident Evil 4 remake recently.
Oh, yeah.
And, when I saw him in that hut with that dude, you know what I mean? And, there's, a monster outside, I'm thinking that scene in Resident Evil 4.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the very beginning where, she's walking through the wood, or whoever is walking through the woods and, was pushing brush out of the way, and it's, saying that weird, little monologue thing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the part where he's, talking to the guy in the cabin
he's
or whatever.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who sent you?
You know the beginning of Resident Evil 4 where he's, in that cabin, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm instantly thinking, okay, this is the RE4 remake. You know, I saw the Umbrella logo. I was like, oh shit, it's going down. You know?
Chris is in it. Chris is back. And
yeah.
So is Ethan.
That's what I like. I like that they're bringing Ethan back. I'm glad Ethan isn't just some one-off character that they're never gonna talk to again, because I really like Resident Evil 7. You know what I mean? I'm glad they're not just like throwing away Resident Evil like 7 style of gameplay in favor of like the, you know, successful Resident Evil 2 and 3 that just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it's going to be first person. They said it's going to be first person before all this happened.
It's definitely going to be first person.
Yeah,
they showed like in the trailer, there's like, you know, gameplay.
Was there gameplay?
Yeah, there's like a footage of him like holding the gun and like, you know.
I guess, but that was kind of, it wasn't really gameplay though. It was like part of the
yeah, but
the,
it
like,
implies that you're gonna be in first person. And,
okay.
And if you're bringing Ethan back, I feel like it almost is like part of his.
It's got to be first person.
Yeah,
but they are bringing Chris back though.
True.
So it's like, what is there gonna be like some multiplayer? I was talking about this the other day with our friend Aaron. I was talking to him about how it would be cool if they pulled like a Resident Evil 0 and made it co-op, where like one person's third person as Chris and then one person's first person as Ethan, and like you have to do like puzzles like using the different perspectives and stuff like that.
The problem with that is it looks like Chris is the antagonist of this game.
He does look like the antagonist.
It seems like
he's like, why?
Yeah. It seems like you're gonna be Ethan like going against Chris.
It's like, I'm sorry, Ethan.
And another thing I'm thinking, if this game is first person and it's a PS5, like, you know, if they're showing all this collaboration with PS5, I would be very surprised if we don't hear some kind of news about it being VR when they announce.
That's specifically why I think it was showed with PlayStation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be another exclusive VR thing, just like they did with the fucking, you know,
Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7, yeah. To this day, you still can't play that on PC and VR.
Because
you know
it's definitely not a PlayStation exclusive game.
No.
Like, at all. There's no possible way.
But the VR mode is exclusive.
Yes.
And it sucks because it would look so much better on PC, but it's like, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? But, I mean, maybe not with PSVR 2, you know?
Oh, man,
Who
dude.
knows?
Whew, that's another thing. They'll probably bump up a little. Oh, man,
Bump
dude.
it up.
I can't even imagine.
But I'm very excited. There's werewolf for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like a werewolf. Man,
weird things that come out of the ground and grab you. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Definitely
in this
a
game.
big tyrant looking guy that like pulls you through the wall at the beginning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this one. I'm actually more excited for this one than like in the atmosphere of it than I am for Resident Evil 7.
See,
like,
7 was scary as fuck to me. This doesn't look as scary for the same reason that like Outlast 2 didn't feel as scary to me.
Because it's outside.
Because it's outside.
They did say this one's a little bit bigger, but it does look like they're looking at a mansion type situation.
Yeah, I saw that. And you know, I think that's going to be cool because if you have a good chunk of the game, if you're going to do it like Resident Evil 7, I feel like 7 kept it fresh by having different chunks of the game and like different like environmental set pieces kind of, you know, that were all run by different members of the family.
Yeah.
You know, I'm expecting something similar to that. And I think
I
we'll
am
probably
too.
play a big chunk of the game in the mansion to like break the monotony up, you know what I mean?
But I'm thinking it's going to be more along the lines of a time jump thing.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking the werewolf is from and there was like a part where it showed like these people that were obviously from like the early 1900s or like late 1800s, like in their attire and everything. I'm thinking you're gonna somehow jump between time, like to learn about like the werewolf.
Maybe
and,
like videotapes or something, or I guess that wouldn't make sense. No.
This videotape from 1800. No, like I'm thinking like you'll just play as a different character from that time, or maybe like something like just to give you some background information is probably what it is.
That could be cool. Or what if since there's werewolves, the vampires are dressed all old-timey in the mansion because they're vampires. Yeah, and they're like 400 years old or whatever. So
but why are there vampires? Why are there werewolves? That's what I'm saying is like we got to learn about all that because of the T-virus. Like somehow the T-virus has something to do with this shit.
Yeah.
Something. You know, is the T-virus now putting out vampires and werewolves, not just zombies?
I don't know, but I'm okay with that. I feel like this could be really interesting.
Definitely.
man,
Anyways,
that was definitely the highlight of the show for me. I feel like
same. That was the thing I was most excited for.
Oh man, but then we got Pragmata, which is got a weird robot cat, and you're seeing some memories, and some buildings are twisting up, and there's like a little girl on the moon. Shit looks pretty weird. It's almost as weird as like Bugsnax, but after Resident Evil 8, it's like, how do you get excited about that?
It's like, what?
And then they announced Horizon 2, The Forbidden West. So this is effectively Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Correct. There's actually a 2 in the title thing. Yeah, so.
And, anybody who played the original Horizon Zero Dawn, knows that, like, it was like graphically stunning and had an awesome story, and the gameplay was wonderful. So I mean, I expect nothing less from the sequel, especially on the new console.
Yeah, it seems like they're adding a lot of underwater parts to it, which, like, in my opinion, is never good, but a lot of people seem to be stoked about it, but I'm just like, I hate underwater levels.
I'm okay with that, especially if you could, like, use the bow underwater or something. That'd be kind of cool, like a harpoon kind of. My thing is, like, I've noticed that there's a lot more like real animals, not just like, robot animals, which is like, I don't know if that's a, end result of like the first game or like, but it looks interesting. Like, it looks like there's a lot more like life in the game and the world, and like the fish swimming around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Apparently, a lot of people have pointed out that the underwater area is San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that would make sense.
The West.
With the landmarks and stuff. That's another thing that looked interesting. Like, when she's like in the like Chinatown and she like rubs the dirt off the like Chinese sign, That shit was like beautiful. I'm like, okay, this shit is going to be really, really good. Like, I don't know. I like the first one a lot, and I think a lot of people did. So,
oh, yeah, they did.
And then, of course, we got the actual PS5 reveal.
Yeah, the reveal of the PS5, and the exactly what I was saying was going to happen with the Xbox, an all digital version, not streaming, but all digital, no disc drive version of it, which they didn't reveal any pricing for this stuff. They just showed off like, yo, here's the PS5 with the disc drive, your normal ass PS5, and then you're going to have your lesser PS5, which actually I think looked better than the normal PS5.
It looks a lot better.
A lot sleeker.
Do you think it'll be cheaper, or do you think it'll be the same price?
I think it'll be... no, dude, it'll be cheaper. Like, that's the whole reason, like and the reason why is because the PS5 is going to be expensive as all fuck. So they needed, and this is why they're doing it with Xbox too, because the mainstay Xbox is going to be expensive as fuck. But then there's going to be the cheaper one without the disc drive that, it's a easier entryway.
See, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was going to be any difference in price. I think that both the discless and the normal one with the disc drive are both going to be $4.99. That's my prediction.
No, they can't do that. They can't.
Why not?
Because you can't sell the Xbox, or you can't sell the PS5 with a disc drive, which is like, the whole point of it is that it has more. Like, you can't just be like, here, you can buy this one for the same price, but it comes with less shit. Nobody would buy it.
I don't know, man. I really think that they think people will buy it. Because if you look at the whole interview about why they did the discless version in the first place, they're like, well, some of our consumers just don't buy discs at all, and we thought that would give them the option. I don't know. I think if it is a price difference, it'll be very, very meaningless.
I think it's going to be $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I'm going to be real with you. This is going to sound fucking insane, but I think that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, like the normal versions, are going to be like $550. And I think that the the all digital versions are going to be $499. Like,
I don't think you could go any higher than that and be successful.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I think.
I think that's the absolute maximum you could price it and like still have a successful launch. I don't think so. I personally think it'll be $4.99 for all variants of the PlayStation and the Xbox right off the jump. But
oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. And like they wouldn't make a variant and not change the price. They just wouldn't do it. It's just not. It just makes no sense at all. I think the only reason they said that thing about nobody's buying discs is because they don't want to like reveal anything about pricing.
Look at the all digital Xbox One S. It's the same fucking price as the normal Xbox One S. Like, why wouldn't they change the price on that?
The discless was cheaper.
Not really. It's $200, just like the normal Xbox. You know what I mean?
Is it the exact same price?
I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, we gotta do some math here.
Because my thing is like, you know, if Xbox is gonna do it, whoever their marketing guy is probably seeing the same thing, you know. But see, and I don't think the discless Xbox One did so well, did it?
The discless did not do well.
No. Because I mean, why would you want that? I don't know. That just seems dumb to me. Like.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If you have the option and they're the same price, why would you? That's where the difference is going to be. They're going to make it a little bit cheaper because it costs less for them to make it because they don't have to put a fucking hard or a disk drive into the system.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I think there are people that would opt to have a diskless version even if it was the same price. You know what I mean? Not many, you know, but I think they exist. And I think Sony thinks there's a lot more of those people out there than there really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't know. So the discless goes for $249 brand new.
$249? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the Xbox One S is $299.99 new.
I mean, let's be real though.
So it's a $50 difference.
I could get an Xbox One S for $200.
No, I'm talking about new. New. Like when you go into the store, we're talking about retail price. We're not talking about if you can go and find it used or whatever. We're talking about retail.
So GameSpot is selling Xboxes for $300. Xbox One S's.
Yes, I just went to shopping and just
or GameStop. I mean.
Yeah. So look at their retail price, not new or whatever, or not used.
I'm just saying, man. You know, look, this is a fucking Xbox. Oh, that's refurbished.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do refurbished. You can't do used. It's got to be retail. Like, what are they going to put it out for?
The price is not different enough to like make a difference. Like, you're not going to find a fucking like
$50 is a big difference for a lot of people. You know, like I feel like there's people that are like, nah, you know, like I'll pay $350, but I won't pay $500 or $400. You know what I'm saying? Like that $50 could be a huge difference.
Yeah, but that $50 is a non-issue once you get down to like, you know, fucking like used consoles and stuff. It's like you could pay the same amount.
Used, but you think there's not going to be like used fucking consoles right off the bat. It's going to be hard to find used consoles right in the first year. You know, so like that's how it always is.
No, you're looking at Xbox One X's, bro.
No,
they're $299.
I was looking at the Xbox One S or whatever, the one that is like not discless, and then there's the S, which is discless.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the One S is $300.
But see, okay, like for pre-owned right here, you could save $130 on it.
Once again, pre-owned. There's not going to be pre-owned at the beginning, and Microsoft doesn't make the pre-owned numbers. That's up to the store. So, like, I'm talking about what Microsoft will put their retail price at. Like, what is the retail price of, like, okay.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I also don't think that it's going to be very different.
No, I think it'll be $50. That's what I'm saying. But there won't be a non-existent difference. There will be a difference. It's just going to be $50.
Look, here's an Xbox One X new for $299, 1 terabyte Gears 5 bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new.
Yeah.
And that's the One X, you know what I'm saying, with a disc drive. You know what I'm saying?
So look up the discless, brand new. Or do they even make them?
But see, there's a big difference between the One X and the One S discless. You know what I'm saying? One X is like way better hardware. You know what I mean? It's not just that it has a disc drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, well, obviously that's the big difference there. But I'm just talking about for the future. The new. Okay, so right here, this is off of the Xbox website. So the new Xbox One S all digital edition. So hold on, it's loading up. So for 1 terabyte, what's the price? $199. So it dropped from $250 to $199.
Yeah, because it's stupid to buy it at $250 because everything else is already $200.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what I'm saying.
My point is, like, if you get an Xbox One S right now, it's going to be $200. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether you buy it all digital or discless. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's going to end up happening with the PS5.
The One S is the discless one. That's what One S is. The
No,
One X.
I have a One S with a disc drive on it, bro. Like,
so there's a One S
yes,
with a disc or with a disc.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. How much is the One S?
That's what I've been saying this whole time. It's the same exact price as the fucking one without a disc drive. It's the same. It's the same. And it's like, why? You know?
Hold on. I want to see. How much? So if you went to buy now with the 1S,
it's gonna be like $250. I bet that's why they marked down the.
it's $299 for a 1S.
But see.
So even whenever it wasn't, it was $250.
That's directly through the Xbox website.
That's what I'm talking about. Retail.
Yeah, but retail at GameSpot, GameSpot, you can get a fucking GameStop. Excuse me. You can get a brand new Xbox One X, which is the next step up for $279.
Yeah, but this is years into the console cycle.
Well, yeah, but that's my point.
That's what I'm talking about. Right off the bat, Xbox is going to be like, this is how much our consoles will sell for. So they're going to set a retail price. So, like, you will have to sell our Xbox One S or our Xbox Series X digital version at this price. You have to sell this at this price. Used, that's up to the store. They can do whatever they want. You know, but like...
I'm just saying, mark my words, within 4 months of them dropping, the PS5 all digital and the PS5 with a disc drive will be selling for the same price.
We'll see that. Mark Brent's words, because we will come back to this.
Yeah,
I remember the PS5
It'll be just like the Xbox
episode.
One S digital. It'll be just like it. Watch.
But we just proved that it wasn't the same price.
No, it is the same price. If you were to go to GameStop right now and buy one, you would get it for $200. It doesn't matter what the Xbox website says. It's about where you go to buy it. You know what I mean?
And are you buying it new or used?
New. That's what I just said. You can get a brand new Xbox One X for $279. You know what I mean? You can get a brand new fucking Xbox One S with a disc drive for $200 at GameSpot.
Okay. I like that. Hold on. Let me check. That's all refurbished, though. Like, I don't even know if they have, like...
You gotta dig. The bundles have...
So their 1S 1 terabyte is $229.99. That's, and I don't know if that's with a disc or discless or not. Hold on, let me see the pictures.
That's a lot cheaper than the $299 listed at Xbox's website.
They don't sell them new. They only sell them refurbished or pre-owned.
Okay.
So...
Well, you can get a brand new Xbox One X for, way cheaper than you're listing the One S's for, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
We'll see. We'll see. Brent marked his words. We will come back and look at these words, because I also marked mine, where I believe that there will be a $50 price difference through the whole thing. That's my thing.
I think there will be announced MSRP $50 price difference.
Yes.
I think it won't matter in the grand scheme of things. I think if you go to buy one, you're going to end up paying the same price no matter what. You know what I mean?
And that $50 is a game, though, bro. That $50 is a game.
I understand that, but I don't think it's gonna matter when you go to buy it. Is what I'm saying. Like, I think when you show up to GameStop, you're gonna have to bring $500 regardless of whether or not you get.
Well, after tax and stuff. But that's what I'm saying is, like, after the tax on the $499 one, though, it's gonna be like almost $550. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't. I definitely think it'll be $499. That's for sure. I think both.
You think both will be $499? Okay.
I think, like I said, it'll be listed as like $450 or something, but demand is going to drive up the price eventually, like right off the bat, and for the rest of the fucking time they're out. Unless, this is my exception here. I think if the disc drive version sells out, or one of the other versions sells out, then it'll drive up the price of one of the versions.
Other. But
the ones that sell out will drive up the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, they'll become more rare and whatnot. But I honestly think, so like let's set our price predictions, like just for the retail price. That way we have it for later. My retail price prediction is I'm going to say $550 for the normal version, and then $499 for the discless. I know that's high, but I'm just going to guess that.
No, that sounds about right. I would guess $499 for the disc drive version, $450 for the discless version. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. And overall, what was your thought on the PS5's look?
The look, I like it. It's getting a lot of shit. Everybody says it looks like a binder and stuff, but I actually like the way it looks a lot. You know what I mean? I like the blue lights, I think it looks more stylish than the Xbox to me,
I don't know. I like the more sleek design of the Xbox. I feel like the PS4 looks like a Nerf gun. Like it looks like they're like,
It does kind of have a Nerf gun look to it.
It's like if a kid drew what he thought the PS5 was gonna look like.
I like that it stands upright. I like that both of the modern consoles are going to be upright facing for the most part.
They kind of have to because of like all the shit that's going to be running, and like the fans are going to have to be fucking. The fans can't just be like on the top. You got to have them on both sides now. They probably got fucking like water cool like fucking jets flying through there. Like
I wonder if they're going to be loud. That'll be interesting to see what they sound like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people complain that their PS4 what's the what is it called, the PS4?
Dude, my PS4 is the most annoying thing of all time. Like it's like loud as fuck. The fan is like and like every 5 seconds it just beeps like for no reason. It just like sometimes it'll just beep like 50 times in a row to piss you off. It's like beep 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 beep.
The PS4 Pro, like I've heard from a lot of people that the PS4 Pro sounds like a fucking jet, like whenever you turn it on. Like the fans are just fucking blasting. Like,
I wouldn't even be surprised, dude. Yeah. Like fucking man.
So I can only imagine. I mean, you're trying to put a PC into this like economical box for around $500.
I mean, you're not even trying to. Like you effectively are.
You effectively are, but my point is like you're going to get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Like if you don't go out and buy a PC and do it yourself, this is your best bet. Like go get a fucking PS5 or Xbox Series X.
And even those PCs are pretty loud nowadays, honestly.
True. True.
I don't know. I'm excited. Even if it's like fucking loud as fuck.
Yeah.
If it just does what it advertises, I'm going to be happy camper,
Same, for sure. I think even Breezy is talking about going back to console instead of PC. He said he's gonna move out of the PC world.
He might as well right at the beginning of the console cycle. I feel like just because it's gonna be just as good as most of the modern PCs. Of course, they're gonna drop upgraded
exponentially
PC shit like almost right away.
I can't imagine what PC gaming's gonna be like in like 10 years. Like you're just gonna fucking like turn it on and real people are gonna be running around just like fucking shooting each other.
I don't know. To be real with you, like one thing I've learned like from just playing PC games like the past few months is like I feel like 90% of games are made with consoles in mind.
Of course,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like very rarely do you come across a game that just like has to be on PC to like play. You know what I mean?
But that's why Crysis was dope.
Yeah.
Like, I think like there needs to be games like that where they're like, we're gonna fucking take
that's what
full
I'm saying.
advantage.
We need developers like pushing the limits on PC. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's what's gonna push the limits of consoles forward. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine. I literally can't fathom what a PC is capable of.
My problem is like we don't have anything so crazy on the PC that it's going to be like exciting to see coming to the next gen consoles because it can finally work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that was kind of a thing, like a staple of like the past, generations. Well, you know what I mean?
Games like Ark Survival Evolved, I'm sure were way shittier on console than they could have ever been on PC. So like things like that will finally be capable.
God, dude, that's 107 gigabyte download. I was gonna play that the other day because it was free on the Epic Game Store.
Yeah,
I was like, nope.
I'm good. Yeah, same amount of gigs as Warzone. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, probably less.
I don't know. After that new update, it added a couple gigs to the Warzone file, which was already big. Like,
takes up the whole hard drive. But anyways, yeah. So that was our thoughts, overview, and heated battle of the PS5 Future of Gaming reveal event. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah. If we have any other great events come up, I'm sure we'll lay it down for you.
Just lay it. We know you like that. Oh yeah, you do. No, but anyway, so now we're gonna jump on over to the People's Champ. Brent, who is the champion?
Yes.
We got two questions over on the Insta as well, so be sure to take that into consideration. For your consideration, Brent is now eyeing the questions and taking them in, breaking them down.
Okay. Let's see.
About to name the champion of this week's episode 170. Hold on to your butts.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Jason Domakin today.
Ooh.
What up, Jason? He says, if you could both have 3 childhood games remade, updated graphics, but nothing else would change, what 3 would you pick?
Nothing else would change?
Yeah, nothing else would change other than the graphics.
I mean,
It'd have to be something that's still fun to
Yeah,
play
that's-
after all these years.
I would say probably, man, that's tough. Medal of Honor, Frontline,
That's a good one.
Call of Duty 3,
That's a good one.
or 2. Either one of those would be fine.
That would be sick.
And then, wow, what could take that? Mario 64.
Oh, that's a good one. Mario 64 remake would be sick.
Yeah.
I would probably do like KOTOR.
Oh, good call.
Maybe Jade Empire too. I know it's kind of like the same game pretty much, but
Yeah.
might as well do them both because they're both really good games.
A fresh coat of paint.
And I feel like there's one I just had in mind, but I lost it. Oh, Fable. Fable would be cool, remade like with like really good graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Like just blow it out of the water. That would be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, so thanks, Jason, for being the champion this week. We're gonna jump on to the listener questions. I'll just name off the Instagram ones real quick. We got the Parkour Journal, or AJ. He says, if you could only eat one full meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Full meal.
Ooh.
It would have to for the rest of my life, like I have to only eat
that.
And it can be a full meal.
Yeah.
Probably something with like the most variety, like an English breakfast or something like that. So I would have like different things, you know what I mean?
I would like end up throwing up though over time, like with all the beans and shit.
Yeah, it would suck, but I mean like, you know, I just want as much different stuff as possible, you know? So it's like,
could you do like pizza, but you could change the toppings on the pizza, you know, like, because if that's the case, I could do pizza and then do like, you know, barbecue chicken pizza, or like, you know, fucking vegetable
that would be pretty
pizza.
Bearable. Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe maybe like Golden Corral. Does that count?
That's not a meal. That's a restaurant.
Yeah, but it's like you make your own meal. You know what I mean?
I like how we're trying to game the system. We don't. Like
I don't know if I could do that. Like eating is one of the things I just like.
But it's hypothetical. We have to give an answer. I mean, it's not like it's for real.
I guess probably like hamburgers or something. Honestly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something I like a lot, and like I eat a shitload of hamburgers as it is. So if it just became every day, then it wouldn't be like the end of the world. It would suck, but it would be like, oh well.
Like burgers and fries.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I guess
it's something I wouldn't get tired of, like, entirely. You know what I mean?
I'd say probably number 6 at Taco Bell, 2 beef Baja Chalupas with a soft taco.
Bro.
Then
I can't fuck with Taco Bell anymore because for a long time, Taco Bell had these chalupas with like cheese like baked onto the side of the chalupa. Yeah. Bro, it was like the greatest thing ever, and like they took it away, and now I can't even eat a normal chalupa anymore.
My freedoms. How dare they take my right
took our right.
Cheese crusted chalupas. But yeah, so that's our answers to that. 9 Paranormal 9 asks, favorite game during the PS5 press conference. My favorite was Demon's Souls and Resident Evil 8. Same here, Resident Evil 8, not Demon's Souls. But.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil 8 for me for sure. I was also really keen on the Hitman 3 reveal. That kind of surprised me, and I'm a big Hitman fan, so, you know, I'm hyped about that. A lot of good reveals overall, but I think Resident Evil 8 was probably the most hype for me.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8 all the way, dude. I'm just so fucking excited about it. I really am. Anyways, thanks for the questions over on the Insta. Brent, what do you got over there for the Facebook group questions?
Okay. We got Devin Mayer here. He says, is there a huge flop or failure of a game that that you wish would have lined up to its pre-launch hype and promises? For me, it's Anthem. I still want my Destiny-esque or Iron Man RPG. I'll tell you one, but it doesn't even exist anymore. That one game from the Firewatch people.
Yeah.
God, what was that game called?
It was like something about Egypt.
The sun, something about the sun.
Yeah.
Close to the sun or something. I don't know. It looked tight, dude, and it's not coming out anymore, so.
Mine was the first Destiny. Like,
oh man, I was hyped for Destiny.
Yeah, I was super hyped about Destiny. Not that it was a bad game, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be in my brain.
Like they showed the trailer for Destiny or the gameplay trailer originally, and I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna be sick." I remember getting in the beta of Destiny and thinking "Oh, this is gonna be tight." It's like
Bungie's first game after Halo, and it's like it's gonna blow your mind. And then I played it, and I was like, "Oh, it's like rated T Halo."
You know what game I like that a lot of people seem to feel kind of disappointed them? The first Titanfall game. You know
the first Titanfall wasn't that as good as it could have been, in my opinion. The multiplayer aspect of it was cool.
Yeah,
but
that was the only aspect.
That was the only aspect of it. That's it. Yeah.
But I feel like everybody was like, "Damn, this game," blah, blah, blah. And it's I really enjoyed the first Titanfall game. I think it's just because I was so good at it, though. You ever just find a game that you're just randomly really good at for some reason? It's
no. No, I'm just kidding. No. I've never been good at a game. No, but I know what you mean. A very specific game that you just happen to be the best at for some reason.
For no reason. It's the same as other games too. It's why am I so good at Titanfall but so bad at other shooters? I don't know.
I think
it's because of the ping system. I use that thing where you could see people through walls, and I would just fuck people up, dude. I'd see them coming and just pop around the corner and just
drop them. Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. I like Titanfall on that answer.
Okay, we got Aaron Jones here. He says, if you're playing a game with one or more bros, is it a game bang?
It is, if you want it to be.
It is.
If you try hard enough, anything can be a game bang.
Oh, I like that.
Could even just be yourself.
Okay. We got Joshua Holsey. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong here. He said, will I ever find Left 4 Dead 3?
I
think so.
I think you will finally get to play it one of these days. Left 4 Dead, over there at Valve, I feel like it's probably going to come back as some type of VR game, so you'll definitely see it. It'll just be VR. It won't be what you expect it to be.
I think we might get some kind of thing that's playable in VR and out of VR, like Payday 2. You know
that would be cool.
That would be my ideal game. Hopefully that's how Half-Life 3 is also. We'll have to see about all that, but
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, good questions, guys. Thanks for the questions, everyone.
Thanks for the question. All right, so we're going to jump on over to the final segment. It's Brent's
Super Hardcore Video Game Trivia Challenge! Woo! These are 5 questions.
Oh, no.
I don't have my thing, but they're 5 questions, and they're really just going to fuck you up real bad.
Please don't.
They're really they're hard.
Don't do this to me.
They're just terrible questions. Okay, this week's topic is everything.
Oh, no. That's too much. My brain. Okay, what are we doing?
All right. Number 1.
Okay.
Nintendo began as a company selling what product?
Is this a multiple choice or just go for it?
You just got to know these.
Trading card.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good one. That's a hard one, too. I thought I just pulled some hard shit out there. Yeah, they were actually founded in 1889. Indeed,
they were. And they also had love suites and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're very. It's such a weird story because they just came out. They were like, "Fuck it, we'll just try everything," and then they ended up becoming top dog over in the video game development stuff. So
it reminds me a lot of the Lego story. Have you ever heard of the Lego story? Before they started actually making and selling Legos, the company was selling all kinds of weird shit.
They were trying different toys and stuff like that, and then they were like, we made the perfect brick.
It's so interesting to think that some of these companies, like, before they sold the thing that they were famous for, it's like they were just selling some other random shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know the Love Fish game at the movie theater, like the test your love meter or whatever? That's Nintendo made. Like,
Really?
yeah, if you go and look on the side of it, Nintendo made that. That thing is probably worth insane amounts of money.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, they don't even know what they're sitting on over there.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. All right, number 2. In the arcade game Joust, what animal are you riding?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Fucking, I'm just going to guess on this one.
Okay, lay it on there.
I know it's not a horse.
Okay, no.
It's a ox.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it. You almost had it. It's an ostrich.
Oh, okay.
You said,
all right.
and I was like, ah.
It's too far back for me. I'm not a big arcade person, so
I would have accepted emu as well.
Oh.
Okay, number 3. What year was Doom released?
Doom was released in 1994.
Oh, man. 1993. But you know what? You were so close, I'm just going to give it to you. Because you basically just like...
I jumped right over it. I was like, 4.
Somewhere in there. That was close enough.
I knew it was like right around the time I was born.
Yeah.
So.
That was really close. All right. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. So, number 4. The original Mortal Kombat was developed in less than 10 months by a team of how many people?
2.
Ooh, that was close. It's 4, actually.
Damn it.
Man, you jumped right on it. I thought you knew that one.
I thought it was 2 people. I thought it was like Ed, whatever his fucking name is, and then the other guy. I picture like the Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
It might actually. I don't know. This is all just stuff I got from some website, so you know.
Okay.
It could
No,
be,
you're good. You're good.
I could be wrong, but apparently the game didn't even have a name for the first 6 months of development. Like, pretty interesting stuff. All right, number 5.
Final question.
A central plot point in every Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, God.
What is the machine that lets you see your ancestors' memories called?
It starts with an E, right?
Mm-mm.
What's it start with?
An A.
Okay. The I don't know. I haven't played a full fucking Assassin's Creed game ever in my entire life.
Bro, you need
I've
to
only
play
played, like, little
Origins,
parts.
dude.
Is it the? Is it something? Or is it a?
It's like
What the fuck are you saying? Is it the
You're never gonna get it.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the Animus.
Oh wow, I was actually going
so close
to it, but I was gonna say like Anaroth or something. Like, I was just gonna make some shit up. Yeah, so would have never got that. Yeah, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. Like, I started Black Flag and then I was like, I'm good.
Black Flag was pretty good, but honestly, dude, you should try Origins, man. It's a great jumping in point. It's so much fun.
At the beginning. Yeah, no, I'll try it. I'll give it a go. Why not? Why not? Anyways, I thought this was gonna be a Donkey Kong week. Last week you were like, it's gonna be Donkey Kong
Was it
Country.
supposed to be Donkey Kong? Oh.
Yeah. Now you gotta hit me with it next week.
I'll hit you with it next week. I forgot.
Or whichever week.
I was like half asleep when I was writing all this stuff last night, so I just completely like fucking.
No, you're good. You're good. The segment won't be here because you're not gonna be here next week, right? Is it next week?
Next week I'll be here.
The week
after.
Okay. Yeah. So DKC next week. Anyways. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content at youtube.com/CreateForSanity. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle for Jamel and Brent at BrentHas1. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners,